Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger with an exciting new story of real life in the Old West. In eastern Nevada, hunger drove man against man and brought death as the Indians continued their race to prevent starvation. Peace could come only with plenty. In August of 1873, two ranchers and an Indian chief set out to help nature provide for all. With a strange cargo, they began their mission to the mountains.
Well, that's as far as my orders take me. Rest is up to you.
We'll manage somehow, Sergeant.
Going into those mountains alone, in Indian country.
Everything in life is a risk. We got a job to do.
Well, I'm glad it isn't me that's got to do it.
I guess you've never been hungry. Well, I've seen people fighting for scraps of food. We've had a famine for years. It's taken a lot of good people, white and red, made animals out of them, killing animals.
Mister, you ain't gonna cure the troubles of a whole world with a couple of barrels of fish.
We don't intend to, Sergeant. Just gonna try to fill a few empty stomachs. Can't do much about empty heads, though.
Those big fools.
The governor seemed to think it was important.
What does he know? Sitting behind a desk getting fat. Let's get out of here.
Long ways up there. Hope we can make it.
Of course we can.
Must reached up. Great Spirit set us on this path.
Those mountains, they seem so cold and unfriendly.
Depends what you want from them. We'll camp here for the night.
Pa, when are we going to stop wandering and settle down?
When we make our strike, that's when. I ain't been looking for a bonanza half my life to quit now.
Yes, Pa. Whatever you say. What is it?
Tracks. People ahead of us and moving in the same direction. They got mules, too.
That doesn't mean they know about the gold.
What else they got mules for? They're packing in mining equipment. You mount up quick.
5 barrels ruined in the past 2 days. Well, we'll just have to keep changing the water. We gotta save some of them.
Chow's ready.
Come. Food make trouble go.
That's not quite as good as his wife makes.
A hungry man, it do.
You know, George, you're gonna make some woman a tremendous cook. Kima, how long do you figure it'll take us to reach the headwaters?
2 days, maybe?
How many left?
Well, it's 7. You know, maybe that sergeant was right.
We must not fail. Too much good for your people and mine.
Well, I hope that great spirit of yours is still listening.
He listens. Fish and vinegar barrel's still good.
Hey, you know he's right. Even though we scrubbed all the barrels clean, there was something in those syrup kegs that killed the fish.
Could be. We haven't lost any vinegar barrels yet.
Say, wonder what would have happened if we'd used whiskey kegs.
Oh, no. Fish and firewater don't mix.
We saw your fire.
Well, I'm sure glad you stopped. I'm Henry Schmidtline. It's my brother George and our guy, Takima.
Howdy.
Didn't know there was anyone else in this part of the country.
Well, I guess we're both kind of surprised. We're headed for the top of the Reese River.
Is that so? Well, glad to know you.
Glad to know you, sir.
Name's Crandall. This here's my daughter, Ellen.
Howdy, ma'am.
Won't you have something to eat? We got plenty left.
Yeah, we might do that. I'll unsaddle the horses.
I'll help, Pa.
I can manage.
Well, we'll help you, sir. Why don't you lead the lady to the banquet?
You come on with me. I'm going to introduce you to some of the finest stew this side of the Mississippi. Can I get you some more to eat?
No, thank you, Mr. Schmidtline.
Well, I can't see as I blame you. Listen, I'd feel a lot better about it if you called me George. I mean, if we're going to be traveling together, it seemed kind of funny you calling me Mr. Schmidtline all the time.
I'll try and remember.
You mean to tell me you're going all the way up the headwaters of the Reese just to plant some barrels of baby trout?
That's right.
Expect a sane man to believe that?
Well, the people need food. The ranchers need clean, fresh water. Trout'll give us both.
Why go all the way up to the top? Dump them in here.
Well, we want them in all the tributaries.
I've heard of crazy schemes, but that one takes the prize.
You've never faced a winter of starvation.
Yes, I have. I've been hungry all my life. That's why I'm looking for the stuff that buys dreams. And in my book, it ain't fish.
Well, those fish over there are worth their weight in gold. They'll bring peace and plenty to this whole area.
I'd rather have the real stuff.
Well, Mr. Crandall, there's some things that even gold can't buy.
I never heard any.
I think it's very noble of you to be doing this.
There's nothing noble about it. Question of survival. About time the ranchers and Indians got together to help each other out on something.
Oh, do you and your brother have a ranch?
We've got almost 1,000 acres. 300 of the most beautiful white-faced steers you've ever seen in your life.
Oh, sounds wonderful.
It is. Lord sure bless this part of the country. But it was a lot of hard work.
It's a home.
Why, you sound like you've never had one before.
I've had one. The mountain and the deserts. Any place Pa got it in his head to scratch for gold.
It's kind of a lonely life for a kid like you.
I'm 18.
You don't look it.
Well, that's because I never had a chance to dress up proper. Every time we got ahead, Pa spent it on another grub stake.
Did he ever find any gold?
Oh, just enough to whet his appetite and keep us on the move. At times it's months before I see another human being.
Ellie, you're still young. You got plenty of time.
I know what I want.
Ellie! What are you doing?
Talking, Pa.
I was just showing her the fish.
Well, you leave her be. She's got work to do. I don't take to her mixing with strangers.
Pa.
Go on, get.
Now, hold on just a moment, Mr. Crandall.
I'm not going to have my daughter getting any crazy ideas.
Well, you know, seems like to me you're just kind of shooting off your mouth over nothing.
Ellie's not going to have her head turned. Not while I'm around to protect her.
Wait a minute. Oh, what's wrong here?
Well, Mr. Crandall here seems to think that I'm taking an overly friendly attitude towards his daughter. Maybe you can talk some sense into his head.
Sorry you feel that way, because George usually doesn't start any trouble.
There won't be any trouble, don't worry. I'll see to that.
George, don't let him get under your skin, huh?
Well, imagine a sweet kid like that having an old buzzard like him for a father. All we were doing was talking.
Well, maybe it was the way you were looking at her, huh?
What's the matter? You crazy too?
Come on, George.
I don't want to stay here, Pa. I can't.
Get the bedrolls.
Please, Pa, not after the way you embarrassed me.
You'll stay and you do what I tell you. You think I'm buying that story about them fish? Not on your life, I ain't.
But it's true.
Why? Because that pretty-faced young fella told you so? They know there's gold at the headwaters, and that's what they're after.
They don't want your gold. Can't you understand that?
They ain't no different from anyone, so I'm taking no chances. We'll stick right with them and see. And I don't want that young fella sniffing around you.
Pa, sometimes I hate you.
Now get the bedrolls.
George, I want to apologize.
Forget it.
George, you don't think I'm much of a woman, do you?
Well, I really hadn't given it much thought.
There, you see?
Look, Ellie, we up here to get those fish in the mountains. I haven't got time to think about anything else.
Would it be any different if we were back on your ranch?
You want me to tell you the truth? It'd take me just about one night to lose my mind over you.
Would you really?
I'd throw a big party and we'd dance till dawn.
I don't even know how to dance.
We'd fix that. You name it. The waltz, Virginia reel, I'd teach them all to you.
And I'd have a new dress. And my hair, it'd be up in ribbons.
Yellow ribbons.
And that's what I'd wear. Yellow.
Of course, I might not get much of a chance to dance with you with all the hands buzzing around you like you're the queen bee or something.
Oh, no. I'd only dance with you.
You better get back before your pa comes up here. Guess they've gone.
Yeah, well, maybe it's better this way.
Sure kind of hate to see her go.
I thought you said she was just a kid.
She is.
Look, if you'd gotten serious about her, Crandall will just give us a lot of trouble. We haven't got time for things like that, huh?
Yeah. Come on, let's get out of here.
Come quick! Still some fish left.
Four was left in the 1K. George, get some water. Why? Why would Crandall want to do this to us? I just don't understand it.
Come on. We still got some traveling to do. You fixing to mope along like this all day?
Oh, Pa, why don't you leave me alone?
Sure. I'll leave you alone. Get in some trouble with that young upstart.
Pa,
Oh, don't pa me. I pulled out of there for your sake. Like, why do you suppose I want the gold just for me?
I don't want it. Can't give me what I want.
That's where you're wrong, gal. You get no respect unless you got money. Now, that's the truth, and don't you forget it.
What am I gonna do? Sit by myself and count it?
You'll be one Crandall folks are gonna respect. I'll see to that.
Thanks, Pa.
Two more dead. Maybe water not good.
How many we got left?
Oh, 30 maybe.
That enough?
They live. They swim without spirit.
Kima, we just can't give up. We just can't. We've got too much at stake. Let's try to reach the headwaters today.
We get good water first.
George, saddle up.
What for?
Well, you got some riding to do.
Yeah, well, I just unsaddled.
Well, saddle her up again.
Fish, fish, fish. Been living and smelling them for days. It's getting so I taste them.
Let's try bringing some water to him, George. George, you are forgetting the horse.
Man in love not happy. Like fish out of water.
Pa, what are you gonna do? Why do we stop here?
Get the other rifle and the rest of the ammunition.
What for?
Don't ask questions.
I want to know what you're gonna do.
Protect my claim, that's what.
You're gonna shoot them down in cold blood.
If I have to.
They're just coming up here to dump some fish in the river.
Huh. They ain't got no fish.
What did you do?
Never you mind what I did. You just take my word for it, they ain't got no fish. And if they come up here now, they are after that gold for sure.
How do you know there is any gold? It's just another one of your hunches.
Get the other rifle and the ammunition.
headwaters over next ridge.
Well, I'm waiting to hear. Let's go.
You gonna sit here all day?
Maybe.
I'm riding back down.
You're going no place.
Please, you're hurting me.
Then do as I say.
I won't stay here and watch you murder 3 innocent men.
Then you do think they're coming.
I don't know what to think. I just know I've had enough of this kind of living.
You've had enough. What about me? I done it all so things will be different for you. There. What did I tell you?
Pa!
Nobody's taking my gold.
Oh, no!
Get back!
Seems a shame Tokima ain't got a headstone for folks to remember him by.
There's no need. People in these parts of Nevada, they won't forget. They'll remember him as long as the water keeps running in streams like that.
Pa spent his life grubbing for gold. And all that got him was a lonely grave. We hardly stayed long enough to call any place home.
Well? You will now, Ellie. Let's go home.
Crandall's dream ended beside the headwaters of the Reese. But for George and Ellen, it was just the beginning. Soon trout filled the streams of eastern Nevada. Birch Creek, Ophir Creek, and as far off as the Roberts Creek country. But they say that fishing is best along the banks of the Tokima. And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country. The story I'm about to tell you is laid in Death Valley shortly after the turn of the century. It has to do with a mystery that had a whole mining camp by the ears. The mystery of Mr. Bigfoot. This obviously is not Mr. Bigfoot. This is Stubby Weeks, 5'5" in his high-heel boots, company clerk at the Anniversary Mine, waiting to check the crew that's just coming off shift.
Come on now, before you open up the
Get going. Red?
That's right. Hello. Hi, Mary.
Hi, Stubby.
Brenda, you in a hurry? I got something I want to show you.
What is it?
Oh, another piece of rock.
Obsidian. This is what the Aborigines used for the tips of their spears.
No.
They did. They speared fish with them.
In Death Valley? Oh, I'm sorry, Stubby. I didn't mean to make fun of you.
I thought you'd be interested.
I am interested. Haven't I helped you with your rock collection? Didn't I find that specimen of jasper for you?
How would you like to go out again on Sunday?
Oh, well, that's the day of the company picnic.
I know. We could explore after lunch.
Oh, I don't think Dutch would like that.
Dutch?
Dutch Hogan. He's taking me.
Gee, I was counting on it.
We can at least watch the games together. Dutch will be taking part in everything.
And what makes you think I'll be sitting on the sidelines?
Stubby, that's the spirit. Bye.
I'm lining up a tug-of-war team. A team that can pull anything on the desert off their feet. I'll pull a 20-mule team. Red, your pick.
Boy, Red.
You, Hippo, will put your 300 pounds at the end of the rope.
310.
Plug Thompson, you got plenty of brawn. Roy, you step out. Tex, Mike, Slim, Wade. Come on, Sandy, and Hefty. We're going to have to be good. We're up against a tough team.
You need a timekeeper?
Hippo, you be sure I need a big supper tonight. Slim, you fill those pockets full of sand,
Come on, Stubby.
Get aboard, Stubby.
I'm not going.
What do you mean you're not going?
I made it myself.
Chocolate.
3 layers.
You know chocolate makes me break out.
Well, you don't have to eat it. I made it for Dutch. It's his favorite.
Oh, I see.
Oh, Stubby, don't be so small.
I can't help it.
I mean in your attitude.
I happen to care a lot for you, Mary.
Well, then come on over and join in the fun. Don't stand here sulking.
I'm not sulking.
They're getting ready for the drilling contest.
I'm not a driller.
Well, you could come and cheer.
I'm going to go hunt rocks.
Oh, you've got rocks in your head.
Hello, Dobie.
Hiya, Stubby. What you doing, hunting rocks?
Yeah.
We're hunting bones. This here is Professor Muchmore, professor of ants that apologize.
Anthropology, Western University.
My friend Stubby Weeks.
Glad to meet you, sir.
Hello. This has been the greatest day of my life. Let me show you what I found.
Looks like a huge elephant tusk.
The ancestor to the elephant, a mastodon. A prehistoric animal that roamed this region during the Pleistocene age.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Where'd you find it?
Over in Shoshone, in some volcanic ash where they were mining. I found some teeth, too.
What do they look like?
You really interested?
Oh, Stubby's a connector, too.
Just mineral specimens.
Oh, he knows Death Valley like a hog knows a hog water.
Ever come across any bones?
Nothing like that. But I could take you to some of the canyons I know.
Well, I'm planning to camp here for several weeks.
Good. Then someday when I have time off.
Come anytime. Be glad to see you.
Thank you, Professor.
Sure, Stubby, come anytime.
Dobie, match.
Yes, sir.
Barry! What do you think? I met a professor of anthropology.
You missed the game.
He showed me the tusk of a mastodon.
Dutch run all the events.
And our tug-of-war team pull the others clean off their feet.
It was this long, millions of years old.
What are you talking about?
A fossil.
A fossil?
While you were off looking at dead bones, Dutch was giving a demonstration of live muscles.
The professor has invited me to come and see him again.
All right, let it go!
Gosh, that mastodon tusk is really something.
It certainly is.
I hope I'm not making a nuisance of myself coming to see you so often.
Oh, not at all. It's a pleasure to meet someone who's interested.
What kind of a bone is this?
Oh, that's just a mold I made. The original crumbled when we lifted it from the ground.
No wonder. Must be 1,000,000 years old.
2 million, perhaps.
Gosh, was Death Valley here then?
Death Valley was created some 11, 12 million years ago.
Created how?
By cataclysmic forces almost beyond the grasp of the human mind. Imagine, if you can, volcanoes all through this region blowing their tops, pouring down sheets of molten lava, earthquakes rending and twisting the Earth's crust. Whole mountain ranges raised. A vast sink dropped down between them. Death Valley. Then floods pouring in, forming a great inland sea, hundreds of feet deep. Gradually, the waters evaporated and left a salt desert. That was about 2 million years ago. You can still see the shoreline of that ancient lake along the slopes of the Panamints.
When did man first come here?
Well, scientists disagree. We found fossils of animals, but no trace of prehistoric man. Unless you count Bigfoot.
Who's Bigfoot?
He wasn't prehistoric. He appeared, well, his tracks at least, over in Owens Valley, west of here, back in the 1860s. I have a diagram I drew from the descriptions given me. The feet measured 18 inches long, 6 inches wide across the toes. His stride was almost 7 feet, and that was walking, not running.
Man, he must have been a giant.
Nobody knows.
They never saw him?
The tracks appeared in several places from time to time. Watch was kept. But Bigfoot, as the Indians called him, never showed himself. It's a mystery to this day.
18 inches long. Well, that's half again as large as Dutch Hogan's foot.
Who's Dutch Hogan?
He's the biggest man in camp, and the strongest. He won all the contests at the company picnic last Sunday. All the girls are crazy about him.
All the girls?
The only one that matters.
And what's her name?
Marinda. They call her Mary for short, and it just suits her. She's the prettiest, the gayest. We used to have a lot of fun together.
Till Dutch Hogan came along?
Yeah, 6'2", strong as an ox.
Brawn isn't everything, young man. Brains count.
She doesn't think I'm very smart.
You're quite fond of her, aren't you?
Yeah, I'd do anything for her. I just wish I could prove it.
One time in a weightlifting contest in Rhyolite, I picked up 75 pounds in one hand and held it out at arm's length for 16 seconds.
Somebody's coming.
Mary?
Oh, Stubby.
Oh, I hoped I'd find you home.
Hiya, Shrimp.
Oh, you've got company.
Oh, that's all right. Don't go. Come on up and sit down. Where have you been all day?
Chasing butterflies.
I went over to see the professor again. I sure wish you could have been there, Mary.
She was enjoying herself here.
He told me about a man over in Owens Valley who would make you look like a peanut.
What?
A man with feet 18 inches long. A stride as wide as this porch. A regular giant of a fella.
Oh, who is he?
That's the mystery. No one ever saw him.
I didn't think so.
But they saw his tracks and measured him.
The professor did?
Oh, no, this happened about 50 years ago.
And the story's been growing ever since.
It's true. The professor's got pictures.
Photographs?
Well, no, diagrams.
Sounds fantastic. A giant roaming the desert.
Ah, it's baloney. The only way I'd ever believe it would be to see the footprints myself. I tell you, it was a human foot. 5 toes, and that long.
You're stewed, Dutch.
It was the middle of the day. I was coming up from the ranch.
What kind of booze they give you there?
Go sleep it off, fella.
I believe you. See what you done, Dutch? Scare the tar out of poor little Stubby.
Would have made your skin crawl, I'll bet you, to see those giant footprints.
I've got a ruler.
What for?
To measure him with.
He's calling you bluff, Dutch.
Oh, no. I just want to prove it to myself. Come on.
I'm not going all the way back there.
Why not?
I just been.
You see, he was lying.
I was not.
Come on, we'll all go with you and see.
They were the exact measurements of Bigfoot's tracks.
Well, of course, I, for one, have always taken the story of Bigfoot with a grain of salt.
But you've talked to men who have seen the tracks and measured them.
I'm a scientist, Stubby.
Those tracks at the water tank are real enough. We all saw them. I mean, they were. The boys tromped them up pretty bad. They got so excited.
What I'd do if I were you is to keep a night watch at the water tank.
Night?
Bigfoot would never show himself during the day.
All right.
Get your friend Dutch to go with you. Two are better than one when it comes to dealing with the unknown. And let me know how you make out.
All right.
Look, we saw those big footprints, didn't we?
Sure, but I still don't believe in no giant being on the loose around here.
I read in a book once that a giant was 20 foot tall. He could pick up a horse and carry it away with him.
That was all around the old glory hole. You know the one just as you come up from Furnace Creek Wash?
What was all around?
Those big footprints. You could see them plain, all around in the mud.
Gracious, maybe the glory hole's his hideout.
Yeah, maybe it is, Red.
Maybe
It's a good place to hide out.
How big were the footprints?
Well, I didn't stop to measure them. All I wanted to do was get the heck away from there. But they was huge, a good 2 feet long at least.
Yeah, see what I told you? I guess you think there's not a giant around here now. Gotta be something.
Hippo was doing assessment work down near that old glory hole when he saw them. Fresh footprints, at least 2.5 feet long and a foot wide.
Oh, Mrs. Tim, how awful.
I can just see this giant, 30 feet tall, stalking around with a great club in his hand, dressed in the skin of wild beasts.
I'm really frightened, Dutch.
Don't worry, honey. I'm here to protect you.
The tracks have been seen in 3 places now, each time closer to camp.
Is Dutch Hogan here?
How did you guess?
You're the man I want to see. I just been talking with the professor. He says the thing for us to do is to keep watch at the water tank tonight.
Tonight?
That's when Bigfoot's most likely to turn up.
And if he should, what would you do?
We'd get a good look at him.
Where do you get this wee stuff?
You're the biggest man in camp.
Yeah, but not the biggest fool.
You mean you won't go?
You're darn tootin' I won't.
Then I'll go alone.
No, Stubby, no, it's too dangerous. He could kill you with his bare hands. Stubby! Stubby! Why didn't you go with him?
Lose a good night's sleep for nothing?
It couldn't be that you're afraid.
Afraid of what?
Something bigger than yourself.
Oh, Mary.
Oh!
Darn Chuckawalla.
Hey, Stubby. What happened at the water tank last night?
Nothing. No sign of Bigfoot?
I told you so. Just a waste of a night's sleep.
Then how do you account for all those footprints?
That's what's got me.
Those were live tracks. There's some strange human at large in Death Valley.
What's the matter with Joe? He's driving like the devil was after him.
Come on, let's see.
And there he was, tore a limb from limb. Boy, I never seen anything like it.
Never saw anything like what?
The carcass of a mountain sheep I saw on the road coming up here. Boy, whatever attacked that thing sure must have been fierce.
Bigfoot.
Big
Bigfoot sure must be a powerful guy. Sure give me a start. Why not anything like it? Long at least.
The carcass of a sheep, eh?
Yeah, the stage driver said it was sure pulled apart.
Probably a mountain lion killed him.
Well, mountain lions stay well up in the mountains. I've never known one of them to come down here.
You and Dutch Hogan heard nothing at the water tank last night?
I was there alone.
You mean he didn't go with you?
No.
Why?
He said he was no fool.
Now that the creature's tasted blood, there's no telling.
Mrs. Tim, don't say that.
I declare I was most afraid to walk over here alone this afternoon.
I'm scared, too. The only person who gives me any courage is Stubby.
Stubby? I thought it was you and Dutch.
Oh, Dutch is just a big blowhard. Why, Stubby's got more courage in his little finger than Dutch has in that whole great hulk of his.
Well, so now it's you and Stubby.
Maybe.
What do you mean, maybe?
I've got such an awful feeling that something's going to happen to one of us.
What's the matter?
Bigfoot.
Where?
In my yard. I went out to hang up some clothes and there were his footsteps by the back porch.
This settles it. That fella's got to be tracked down before somebody's murdered in their bed. I'll get the professor to help.
Oh, Stubby, don't leave me. Take me with you.
Don't be scared.
I'm not. When I'm with you, I feel perfectly safe. Isn't that funny?
I don't know why it's funny. I'd protect you with the last ounce of strength in my body. My last breath.
I'm sure you would.
As long as we both live. Will you let me, Mary?
Stubby, are you proposing to me? Oh, what a time to pick. When I've got him on my mind.
Dutch?
Oh, no, I'm all through with that big coward.
Then who?
Bigfoot!
Oh, sure. I almost forgot about Bigfoot. You wait here, and I'll go get the boss's rig, and we'll go see the professor. Can you imagine the shock to see those footprints right on our own doorstep?
You screamed, I suppose, and roused all the neighbors?
No, I just made a beeline straight for Stubby.
I know, sir, that as a scientist, you haven't taken too much stock in Bigfoot. But the time has come and we've got to take action. I'm not going to sit by when my future wife's safety is threatened.
Stubby.
I didn't mean to tell it, just came out.
Well, I knew it the minute I saw you two together. You were going to be married.
Might as well admit it.
Well, while we're admitting things, I too have a confession to make. I am Mr. Bigfoot.
You?
Paper mache. I'm an expert at making molds.
But why? What's the idea?
A practical joke.
No, I was conducting a scientific experiment to prove that a man's courage is often in inverse ratio to his size. And it worked. Bless you.
Thank you, Professor.
Gosh, I don't know what to say. You know, I never knew Cupid had such big feet.
And that was the last time the giant tracks were ever seen in Death Valley. Did the others find out? If you were Stubby, would you have told? And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country. I'm sure you've heard of Lady Godiva, who, according to legend, rode naked through the streets of Coventry. The hero of our story tonight is a man, a young newspaper reporter by the name of Sam Swift. And the streets are those of a western city in the early 1900s. But you'll soon see why Sam became known as Mr. Godiva.
Sam.
Marjorie, darling.
No, Sam, you shouldn't. You haven't received Father's permission yet.
Sweetheart, all I need is your permission.
No, Sam, it's not proper.
All right, I'll see your father. State my intentions.
Marjorie! In here, Father. Here's your chance. There's no time like the present.
Hello, baby. I brought... Oh, hello, Swift.
Good afternoon, sir.
You gentlemen know each other? Mr. Norman Cates of the Sierra National Bank. Sam Swift.
Of the Daily Bulletin.
How do you do?
Oh, Norman, did you drive Father home in your new Pierce Arrow?
Why, yes, I did.
I'd love to see it. Will you show it to me?
I'd be delighted.
Excuse us. Oh, Father, Sam has something to ask you. Come on, Norman.
I guess you know what I'm going to say, Mr. Delafield.
I do.
I hope I have your permission, sir.
You don't.
I don't.
Until I'm clear on a few points. What are your prospects, Swift?
Of persuading her? Good.
Of supporting her?
Oh, well, I'll do my best, sir.
Let's see. The newspaper reporter, you make $25 a week, isn't it?
30, sir.
That table you're sitting on costs 20 times as much. Furnishings in this room alone represent many thousands of dollars, and there are 19 other rooms in the house.
Well, surely, sir, you don't expect a young son-in-law to provide a setup like this.
No, but I'd want the assurance that he could someday. Well, a fellow like Norman Cates has prospects. He's heading for the presidency of his bank.
Well, if it's money you want, I'll make it, plenty of it.
That isn't as easy as it sounds.
I don't agree, sir. Money's one of the easiest things in the world to come by. You started with nothing. You were a hard rock miner in Virginia City. I know your whole story. It's on file in the morgue over at the Bulletin.
And apparently you're not impressed.
On the contrary. It just bears out my belief that in this country of ours, all a man needs is a little imagination, some enterprise, and he can become rich, practically overnight.
It has taken me my entire life to accumulate a fortune. You have no idea,
Mr.
my
Delafield, I'll bet you that I can start out tomorrow with absolutely nothing. Not a penny to my name, not a stitch on my back.
Naked?
Naked. And in 3 days...
You'd be arrested in 3 minutes for indecent exposure.
Let me finish. In 3 days, I can earn enough by my own honest efforts to wear an Antonio suit like yours. Eat in the finest restaurant in town. Drive a Winton automobile and $1,000 in the bank.
Say that again. $1,000 in the bank. A Winton automobile.
Custom clothes by Antonio. Meals in the finest restaurant in town.
In the space of 3 days, young fella, you've got yourself a bet.
And if I succeed?
You can marry all the daughters I've got.
I'll settle for Marjorie. Thank you, Mr. Delafield. I knew you were a gambler. You'd never gotten as far as you did if you weren't.
When are you going to start Horatio, Alger?
Tomorrow morning. 9 o'clock. Palace Hotel, room 202.
I'll have a committee on hand to see that you abide by the rules.
You're privileged, sir.
One other stipulation.
Yes?
Marjorie is to know nothing of this wager.
Agreed. Good day, sir.
Sam, you're off your trolley.
Maybe.
But what do you want to do it for?
Ah, my business. Your business is news, and I'm giving you a story.
If you've got the nerve to go through with it.
Then I can have the next 3 days off then, Chief? Thanks.
You mean you're really going to appear in public like a newly hatched egg?
You be at the front door of the Palace Hotel tomorrow morning at 9:30 with your camera, and you'll see. Come in.
Mr. Swift?
Ah, Mr. Delafield's committee. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Allow me to introduce Judge Downey.
How to do, sir?
Dr. Ryder.
Dr. Ryder.
How do you know?
My name is Bascom. I'm the manager of this hotel.
How do you do? Well, gentlemen, I think you're 5 minutes early, or else my watch is slow. Oh, Mr. Bascom.
Yes?
You'd be kind enough to do me the favor of keeping this in the hotel safe?
Yes.
And my wallet? There's $3 there. Now, you gentlemen all know the conditions of the agreement?
We do.
Well, I may as well get started. This won't take long. How's the weather outside?
Thermometer read 52 this morning.
Any people on the street?
Not too many.
There will be. Well, gentlemen, I'm ready for the inspection, and you will have your admission fee ready.
Admission?
Certainly. You don't think you're going to see me for nothing, do you? Cost each of you 4 bets.
50 cents.
Mr. Delafield never mentioned this.
No.
An oversight on his part.
Well, we can't inspect him without looking.
And we can't look without paying.
So, I guess we may as well pay.
There you are, sir.
Smile. Thank you. Thanks, boy. Thank you. All right, gentlemen. How about it, Doc?
Naked as the day you were born.
Judge?
Verdict, naked.
Mr. Bascom?
September Morn himself.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'll be with you in a second. Well, I'm on my way.
Hey, you're not naked.
Well, I was. You testified to that.
That's right. He did start out naked.
You are stealing one of our towels.
I am renting this towel from the hotel, sir, for 25 cents. Money which I honestly earned. Another stipulation of my agreement with Mr. Delafield. Well, pardon me. Good day, gentlemen. Oh, good morning.
Sam, hold it.
That should be a beaut. Now, would you care to make a statement for the press?
Yeah, a note for the fashion editor. Skin is being worn with goose pimples this season.
Yes. Anything else?
Yeah. You may quote me as saying that now I know how Lady Godiva felt when she took her famous ride. See you, Ernie. Bye.
Ouch!
Good morning.
Well, my friend, looks like you came into the right place.
Yeah, just in time, too.
Somebody steal your clothes?
No, I gave them away.
Oh, now you want a nice new outfit, huh?
That's right. What have you got for $1.25?
$1.25? That's a joke. Why, that wouldn't even buy you a necktie.
That's all I've got to spend.
Well, then, my friend, you came to the wrong place. This is high-class tailor shop.
Well, if you have no suit within my price range, I'll have to make my own.
You get out of here before I lose my temper.
Just a minute, Mr.
Tu sei pazzo, figlio mio. You get out.
Antonio, you believe in advertising.
You get out or I'll call the police.
How would you like to have 5,000 people outside your store today? Have your name, a picture of your shop on the front page of every newspaper in the city? Everybody talking about Antonio Suits. $1 million worth of publicity for free.
For free?
Uh-huh.
How do I get it?
Well, loan me some scissors. Sell me 6 yards of brown wrapping paper, some needles and thread, and a few buttons for $1.25, and you'll see.
$1 million worth to advertise?
That's
for
right.
Free?
Uh-huh.
I'll do it.
Sam Swift, as he emerged from the Palace Hotel this morning to brave the asphalt streets, chilly weather, city cops, and the hazards of traffic.
How perfectly disgusting. The man must be demented. No one in his right mind would do a thing like that, would they, Marcus?
Well, it's a bit unusual.
He must have amnesia or something.
You know these newspaper men, anything for publicity.
But why? What could he possibly gain by it?
Well, why do men sit on flagpoles or jump out of balloons?
Well, I never could understand.
Where is he now?
At the hour of going to press, Mr. Swift was sitting in the window of Antonio's tailor shop, cutting out paper dolls.
How's this for a suit made out of paper? What do you think, huh?
I still think you are crazy, but I love you like my own brother. Look at that crowd out there. I never had such publicity in all my life. Never. Just for that, Mr. Swift, I'm going to make you suit myself. The best suit in the house. Real goods.
Well, I still haven't got a cent to my name, Mr. Antonio.
That's for free, no charge.
That's what I've been waiting to hear. I'll be in for it tomorrow.
I'll be ready for you.
Good. Oh, take care of my towel for me, will you?
Sure, sure. What are you going to do now?
Sally forth and find some way to make $1,000.
Be careful, that crowd don't start to grabbing souvenirs for your paper suit.
Souvenirs! Oh! Thank you, brother.
For what?
For giving me an idea.
Faccio sia pazziso, so pazziso. Però mi viene.
Front page, Ernie?
Did you? Take a look at this.
What, you want me to autograph this paper as a souvenir of the occasion? Why, certainly, sir. Happy to do it. There you are, sir.
I don't want your order.
$1. Oh, no, sir. Happy to do it for only a quarter. And hand it over. Oh, one at a time, folks. Don't push. Have your quarters ready. Here, Ernie, you be cashier. Put the quarter in the hat. That's right. Thank you.
Sam, you really cleaned up. Mr. Swift, the lay grande. You're a financial genius.
Well, now, Sam, you're not going to carry all this money around with you, are you?
No, I'm going to put it in the bank. I know exactly the right one. The Sierra National. I take it to Mr. Norman Cates, assistant manager in charge of new accounts.
He made me the laughingstock of the entire bank, standing there barefooted with that ridiculous paper suit. I shall never live it down.
$767.50 in the space of a couple of hours.
Just goes to prove what fools people can be, to pay whatever he asked.
25 cents.
How do you know?
Well, I just happened to be in the neighborhood and I got caught in the crowd.
Don't tell me you bought his autograph, Eliza.
Well, I don't think it's funny. I don't think any of it's funny.
The boy's a financial wizard.
He's a cheap exhibitionist. If you pardon me, sir.
I agree with Mr. Cates. To think that he's been in this house, in this very room,
Why, yes.
calling upon Marjorie.
Well, whoever put him up to this ought to be ashamed of himself.
His editor, most likely, to boost sales.
Father, call the bulletin up and tell them just what you think of them.
That it's yellow journalism.
You bought a paper yourself, my dear.
Well, where is Sam now? Does anybody know?
Hi, Chief.
What's the latest?
He's in the park, cooking himself some supper. Says he's going to spend the night there, on a bench.
After making all that money selling autographs?
Says he's got to save that for something else.
Has he given you any idea as to why he's doing all this?
So he closes up like a clam whenever I ask him.
Well, he's still front page copy. Did you get any more pictures?
Nope, he's put his foot down.
What?
Says from now on, anybody who photographs him has to pay $100 a shot.
Well, pay him. I said pay him. Man alive, it's worth $500. Get that camera and get back there.
Okay, Chief. Hold it.
Here you are.
20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Thank you. Every little bit helps. Need any more pictures? Look me up. Yes, I'll call it a day.
Mrs. Smith! Mrs. Smith! I am Pierre de Chinon, a friend of Monsieur Antonio.
Oh, yes. How do you do?
I own Maxime's restaurant on Front Street. You know the place?
Sure, everybody does. The finest restaurant in town. Those that can afford it.
Monsieur Sweet, I would be most happy if you would be the guest of Maxime's.
Well, thank you, but I've already had my supper. Beans and bacon.
Tomorrow, then. And the next day. And the day after that. Monsieur Sweet, you shall have carte blanche at Maxime's any time you wish.
I won't have to eat in the window.
No, Monsieur Sweet. I shall give you the best table, and I shall tell everybody Maxime's is where Sam Swift, the nature man, eats. They will fight for reservations. They will want the menus autographed.
Oh, no. No more autographs.
You will come then without autograph?
Oh, I'd be delighted.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Swift. And now I go to tell my chef to create a new dish named for you.
Make it spare ribs, all like a diver.
Now, Sam, what is all this about? Come on, break down. What's the reason behind all this?
Well, I told you. I'm trying to prove that America is the land of opportunity.
All right, but what's your reason?
Ernie, do you ever sleep under newspapers? Quite an art to it. Let me show you. Observe. Sports section, I wrap around my feet. Want ads? Around my knees. Society section, around my hips. Cooking hints, over the stomach. Advice to the lovelorn, over the heart. And so, my dear friends, I bid you one and all a fond good night.
Sam!
Marjorie!
I'm not where you were. I asked a policeman.
What, do you think it's proper to visit a man in his bedroom?
Sam, this joke has gone far enough. Nobody has a right to exploit you like this.
I'm not being exploited.
You're coming back with me right now.
Back where?
Why, to our house, where you can have a good hot bath and some dinner. Father will...
So your father sent you?
No,
You tell your father from me I'm not calling my dogs off, understand? I've come this far in this thing, I'm seeing it through.
Sam, dear.
And don't you try to tempt me.
Sam, listen to me, please. Norman's waiting right over there with his automobile. He'll drive you.
Norman, now I know it's a plot to put me out of the running. I'm not budging.
You are an exhibitionist of the most vulgar sort. You just want to make the headlines, bask in the limelight. Well, I think it's disgusting. Brave to death out here. Get yourself arrested. I don't care. I hope I never see or hear of you again. You eccentric.
Marjorie!
Norman, I said that I couldn't give you an answer, but my mind's made up. I will marry you.
Oh, Marjorie.
Now, I'd like to look at some hats.
Oh, we have a complete selection. All kinds. Derbies, fedoras.
I don't like those. Let's try the skimmer and see how it looks.
No, Mr. Swift. This way.
Aha.
Huh?
Hey, Sam, there's a fella outside with an automobile for you.
An automobile?
Ernie, what do you think of this hat?
It's a Winton.
I know.
You bought a Wyndham?
Oh, no, I can't afford an expensive car like that.
Someday you will.
Let's hope. Meanwhile, the company, at my suggestion, is giving me the use of one of their new models in return for my endorsement.
Mr. Swift, you're killing me. Yesterday you ducked in here just ahead of the police wearing a towel. And today you drive away in a Wyndham and wearing an Antonio suit.
Tony, all it takes is a little imagination and some enterprise.
And plenty of nerve.
That helps, too.
Oh, Marjorie, this is wonderful. I'll give a big tea to announce it, and I think a June wedding would be lovely.
Father, you haven't said a word yet.
Oh, well, this is all so sudden, it's kind of taken my breath away.
Oh, if you knew what a comfort this was, Norman. I may call you Norman, mayn't I?
Why, certainly, Mother.
To know that our little girl is going to be in such good hands.
It's Sam.
I won't see him.
I'll tell the butler to refuse him. We're not at home.
No, I've got to see him.
Then you can see him alone.
Yes, I do not care to have any further words with him. Come, dear.
Now, look, you can't leave me to face him all by myself.
Why?
Well, it wouldn't be good manners for you all to walk out.
I hardly think Mr. Swift would be concerned with manners.
But you don't understand.
Hello, everybody. Well, I made it, Mr. Delafield, and faster than I thought I would, too. 30 hours instead of 3 days.
You have clothes on.
A genuine Antonio. And $1,000 in the bank, and a Winton at the curb.
A Winton?
Yes. I prefer it to the Pierce Herald. The manager at Maxime's is reserving a table for two for me this evening. Will you give me the pleasure of your company, Miss Delafield?
Sam,
My fiancée and I are dining together this evening.
Fiancée?
It's true.
And we're all very happy about it.
I'm sorry, Sam. I had no idea she'd get engaged to anyone else so soon.
Father, what are you talking about?
Sam and I made a bet.
And you lost?
Yes, I lost. I lost to son-in-law who's one of the greatest go-getters this country has ever seen. A man I could take into my company, trained to succeed me.
Marcus, will you please stop raving and explain?
Sam bet me that he could start with nothing, but nothing, and end up in 3 days like this.
And the stakes?
Permission to court you.
Marcus, how could you? So that was the reason. Sam, why didn't you tell me?
It's part of the bargain. Well, my congratulations to you both.
Thank you.
I hope you'll be very happy.
Sam, wait!
Let him go, Marjorie.
Let him go? Why would you have done what he did? Go through what he has just to win me? You know you wouldn't. You wouldn't even appear on the street without a necktie. Sam!
There he is now. He's cranking up the automobile.
Maybe she will catch up to him.
Come on, Margie. Hurry up or he'll get away.
Sam, I wanted to explain.
Nothing to say, Marjorie.
But you don't understand.
I'd rather not hear it.
They're arguing. Oh, now she's climbing in beside him.
Good.
She's throwing her arms around him.
In public.
That's my girl.
They're kissing.
Good going, Mr. Godiva.
There, Mother.
Don't mother me.
And the moral of this story is, if you want a thing badly enough in a country like ours, there's generally some way of getting it honestly. And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country. Maybe you folks think that social life in a desert mining camp was on the simple side. Well, wait till you hear the story I'm going to tell you tonight about Death Valley's $1 Million Wedding. The nation is just knocking off at the Anniversary Mine.
The Lonely Hearts column, that's a tiny retreat.
I was not. It was lining my dinner pail.
And who packed your dinner pail, Tiny?
Well, Aggie, I reckon.
You reckon? You know darn well it was Aggie.
Oh, shut up. What's it to you anyway?
Come on.
George is jealous, Tiny, but don't let that stop you. If you want
I got no intentions of marrying anybody, let alone that hasher.
Say, Aggie'd make a fine wife. A good hard worker, got real character.
Well, if she's such an all-fired bargain, why don't you marry her?
I already got a girl. Besides, Aggie's all right if you just get the right slant on her. See what I mean? Real neat caboose. Real neat. Nice underpinnings, too.
And a good framework.
Just picture her without that dress. I mean, dolled up in some real fancy duds.
Yeah, it would change her. Oh, but it wouldn't change that face. I wouldn't marry her for any amount of money.
I'm awfully sorry.
Not for any amount of money, says he, and then whoosh, the water hits him just like in a vaudeville act.
Boy, if he couldn't stand her before, she'll sure be poison to him now.
He was just talking. He'd marry her for a price.
A price?
Sure, if there was enough in it, any girl would look good to a guy.
Not Aggie.
Let's make him an offer and see.
Oh, no. I'm not putting up my hard-earned dough just to find out.
I don't mean money. Securities.
What securities?
Shares in the Desert Queen mine, remember?
Do I? I blew 2 months' wages on that there stock, and it ain't worth enough now to buy me a drink.
You were in good company. Every man in camp did the same thing. It'll be a cinch to raise $50,000 worth. Then we'll offer it to Tiny as bait for marrying Aggie.
Tiny would know it wasn't worth nothing.
Not a chance. He wasn't around here in them days. Remember?
Yeah, that's right. Boy, this is gonna be good. I can see Tiny's face now as you make him the proposition.
You're offering me $50,000?
The day you get hitched to Aggie.
Who you kidding? How would a hard rock miner like you get that kind of money?
From my uncle who just died and left it to me. Here's a letter from his lawyer. See that? $50,000 in the Desert Queen mine.
Jeepers creepers. But why are you giving it to me?
Because you're the only one that can help me, pal. See, my girl and Sam Perdue, who's got more than 5 times what my uncle left me, well, she thinks that there's something between Aggie and me. But if you was to marry Aggie, well, that'd prove that there's nothing to that something.
If you don't help him out, he's a dead duck.
Well, why don't you help him out?
Well, even Aggie wouldn't marry Russ. She's too stupid.
Yeah.
Besides, I'd like to see you happy.
I am happy.
Man was not meant to live alone. Remember the animals on the ark? 2 by 2, male and female.
Well, I got nothing against getting married or the $50,000, but Aggie, gosh.
You've got to expect to make some sacrifices for $50,000.
Yeah, I suppose so. I'll think about it.
Hey, look. 4 bits.
It's funny, I didn't see it.
You know what it means? It's a sign someone's coming into some money.
It is?
Yeah, and I can tell you who.
Who?
Tiny Stoker.
Tiny?
Didn't you know? Told me today. What a fortune, understand. Seen some relative died or something.
Well, a lucky cuss. Here, Aggie. For your good luck.
Thank you.
Sit down, Aggie. Best time of day, this. The last of the dishes done and nothing to do till tomorrow.
How do you know Aggie's got nothing to do?
Oh.
No. I haven't.
A girl who works as hard as Aggie does all day doesn't want to go stepping out evenings. She needs a beauty sleep. What I mean is,
I could sleep from now till doomsday and I wouldn't be pretty.
Handsome is as handsome does. That's what my mother taught me. Didn't she, Duff?
Your mother had some mighty queer notions.
I've never known a girl with a nicer disposition than you, Aggie. One who's neater or more dependable.
That don't seem to be enough to get a husband.
Oh, shucks, you got a lot of time. I waited until I was 30 for Dolph here. Didn't I, Dolph?
35.
You see? Mr. Wright will come along one of these days, and don't you give up hope.
I gave that up long ago. Guess I'll go to bed.
Evening, folks.
Howdy, Tiny.
Evening.
I was going down to the junction to pick up the mail, and I was wondering if you'd like to ride along, Miss Aggie.
Me?
But maybe you got something better to do.
She certainly hasn't. You go along with him, Aggie.
Yes, I'd like to very much.
Well, I declare. Do you suppose he's Mr. Wright?
Right or wrong, she'd better make the most of it.
What are we stopping here for?
Oh, there's some rocks on the track. Sam will get them off.
It's a beautiful night, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess it is. Aggie,
Yes?
I wonder if Sam needs any help with those rocks.
You know, this is the second nice thing that's happened to me today. First, one of the boys picked up 4 bits where I was sweeping and gave it to me, and then you asked me to go riding. Wonder what the third thing will be.
The third thing?
Well, things always happen in threes, you know.
Well, I always thought they happened in twos, like animals in the ark, male and female.
Now, Mr. Stoker. But you were saying about the birds and the beasts?
Well, man's the same. He pairs off.
Yes.
Well, I was thinking I would myself, maybe, if I could find the right running mate.
You were?
Would you?
Would I what?
Be my running mate.
You mean marry you? Oh, Tiny, yes.
Hold still. I'm trying to.
The church is sure filling up. This is a big event, and Tiny's sure a real fancy-looking groom.
What time's it getting to be?
The bride will be here any minute.
Give me another snort.
You gotta stand up in front of all them folks, don't forget.
Yeah, but I need a drink.
And stay sober enough to repeat your vows.
I said give me another drink.
The bride's coming. Hurry up, get in that back door and take your place.
No. I'm not going through with it.
What?
No, I can't do it.
For $50,000.
No, I'm thinking of Aggie. I couldn't play such a dirty trick on her.
What do you mean, dirty trick? You're doing her a favor.
Yeah, you're making her happy.
Think of how she'd feel if you backed out now. White folks would laugh her clean out of the territory.
Yeah, I guess it would be worse. All right, I'll go through with it.
This is as far as we go. From now on, you're on your own.
Best hasher the Waldorf ever had. And now you've stolen her from us. Oh, you big bad man, you.
I ain't over the surprise yet. But congratulations. Now you can have Mrs. carved on your tombstone, Aggie.
Isn't it wonderful?
Would you excuse me? A couple of the boys want to see me.
I can guess why.
Don't be gone long, dear.
No, I won't.
I never did get a good look at your ring, Aggie. Oh, my, that's pretty.
It'll look prettier once my hands ain't so red and rough from washing.
Well, you'll still be doing your own washing.
Maybe not. Maybe I'll have a hired girl.
On a miner's wages?
Tiny's coming into some money very soon. Quite a fortune.
You don't say.
I didn't know.
It's kind of a secret. I just heard about it myself by accident.
Not only a husband, but a rich one. Oh, Aggie.
Seems almost too good to be true, don't it? When he could have had any girl he wanted, he picked me.
Gosh almighty, a whole sack full of money. What in blazes?
Stock certificates.
The Desert Queen mine.
$50,000 face value.
Well, can I sell this stock and get the cash?
All you need to do is find a buyer.
But if I was you, Tiny, I'd hang on to it.
Why?
Well, stocks don't stay the same price all the time.
You mean if I hold on to this stock that maybe it'll be worth more someday?
Who knows?
Gosh, thanks, fellas. Thanks for everything.
A homely wife and a sack full of bum stock. What a honeymoon he's going to have.
And 1,500. And 250, 1,750.
That makes $50,000.
You know, this is the first time I've counted higher than 100 in my life.
I just wish there was some way we could thank him for it.
Thank who?
The relatives who died and left it to you.
Who told you that?
George and Russ. At least, that's what I thought they said. What's the matter?
Well, Aggie, nobody really died. You see, well, I was supposed to come into this money when I got married.
I'm glad. I'd hate to think of anybody else sorrowing when I'm so happy.
Are you, Aggie?
Happier than I ever thought I could be. This money has nothing to do with it, Tiny. I'd feel just the same if you didn't have a cent.
Thanks.
Oh, Mr. Loomis.
Oh, morning, Mrs. Stoker.
I wanted to ask you how I go about cashing in these securities.
Desert Queen mine. Where'd you get them?
They're part of an inheritance. Tiny got $50,000 worth when he married. We're saving most of it, but I wanted to get a little money to pay for some furniture and things I ordered for the house.
Well, you never get any money for these, Mrs. Stoker. They're worthless.
Worthless?
There hasn't been any trading in Desert Queen for 2 years. Not since the mine closed down. I'm sorry, Mrs. Stoker. I'm afraid somebody's played a joke on you. Pretty cruel joke. This is some of the stock the boys were collecting around the camp. They said they were going to paper Miners Hall with it. I even threw in a few thousand shares myself.
Was it George Titus and Russ Jenkins?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Aggie. Trying to get off at the trestle and took the shortcut home.
I wasn't waiting for Tiny. I was waiting for you two. Why'd you give him that worthless Desert Queen stock? Why?
We was just playing a joke.
A joke? I suppose you think it's a joke to hit a man on the head with a sledgehammer, run over him with a carload of ore.
Oh, no, it ain't that bad.
No, besides, anybody with any brains would have known that stock was no good.
So you think a man has no brains because he's honest and sincere and trusts his friends? Well, let me tell you something. I'd rather have one man like Tiny than 100, 1,000 smart alecks like you two. Now you're going to him and explain what you did, do you hear me? And I'll give you just 15 minutes to do it. Now get!
My gosh, she's in love with the guy.
What's up, fellas?
Well, we just come by, Tiny, to tell you that the Desert Queen seems to have took a slump.
Yeah? How far down?
Well, I'm afraid she's hit rock bottom.
Well, what does that mean?
The stock ain't worth a good gall darn.
Well, when did you find this out?
Oh, about 2 years ago.
2 years?
Yeah.
And you unloaded it on me?
Oh, we were just having some fun.
Then you haven't got any girl in San Berdue?
No, I just made that up to sound convincing.
So you guys think it's fun? You think I gotta marry a girl under false pretenses? Well, you guys are getting off easy. But let me warn you. If you as much as breathe a word to Aggie about me being bribed to marry her, I'll tamp you in a hole with a dynamite charge.
My gosh. He's in love with her.
When you come home tonight, some of my new house fixings ought to be here.
Every time I look at this sack of junk, I feel like smacking George and Russ all over again.
Then why don't you throw it away or set a match to it?
No, I'm going to keep it. Just to remind me what a sucker I was.
You shouldn't look at it that way, Tiny. After all, the stock didn't cost you anything.
You've been a mighty good sport about it, Aggie. Going back to work and all.
I don't mind. I always have worked. And you know something, Tiny? Money don't really matter when you love somebody.
Aggie, I had no intention of telling you this, but I gotta be honest with you. That stock George gave me, well, it was more than a wedding present. It was a bribe to marry you.
Go on, Tiny.
Well, there ain't much more to say except that I feel lower than a mine shaft about it, and, well, I'm sorry.
For me or for yourself?
Well, for you.
Thanks, Tiny, for telling me.
You ain't sore?
Why should I be sore because you thought enough of me to be honest? No, Tiny, I'm proud. I'm proud that I'm your wife.
Aggie, I used to think you were homely. But right now, you're the prettiest girl in the whole world. Oh, I gotta go. Day shift's ready. But I'll be back at 1 minute after 5. Here, take this blasted mining stock and burn it.
Tiny! Hey, Tiny!
What's the matter, Mr. Loomis? Something happened to mine?
Yeah, I mean, no, not at ours. It's a Desert Queen.
What about the Desert Queen?
Well, they uncovered a new vein, just by accident. The one that petered out a couple of years ago, that was just a spur, and this is a main lode.
You mean a strike?
There's a vein as wide as a city street, and it goes straight through to China. As rich as all get out. Desert Queen stock is going up like a skyrocket. It was quoted today at $5 a share. Well, you know what that means to you folks. Now, Tiny, you hold on to that stock, because it'll probably go up to 10 or maybe even 20.
We can't. We burn it.
You what?
I told Aggie just the other day to set a match to it.
Oh, Tiny.
But I didn't, Tiny.
Aggie.
I couldn't bear to see it all go up in smoke. Our only wedding present.
Oh, sweetheart. Boy, now you put that in the bank before something really does happen to it.
All except a few thousand shares. Those I'm gonna cash.
What for?
To throw the biggest wing-ding honeymoon a bride and groom ever had.
And that's just what they did. England, France, Egypt, India, the Orient, then back to San Francisco and home.
Plenty of sandwiches here. Aren't they wonderful? The perfect ham sandwiches. I knew you'd all like ham. I also thought you'd all like like to have, Santa. Leave the food alone now, all of you.
Gangway! Gangway!
Dove, you shouldn't have brought that out so soon. It'll get hot before they get here.
Well, they'll be here pretty soon.
Oh, if Sam met up at the junction all right, and if the ore trade didn't break down.
That's them.
Oh, Mr. Sim. I'm so excited. I can hardly wait.
Hello, Mrs. Dahl.
Oh, Aggie, you're beautiful.
She always was. Just took a little money to bring it out.
Well, come on. Let's get the homecoming party started. Let's go. Heidi, she's a humdinger.
Come on, boy.
How does she look, boys?
Like $1 million.
Which all goes to prove that everything in life is something of a gamble, from marriage to the stock market. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger with an exciting new story of real life in the Old West. We've all heard of Robin Hood, who stole from the rich and gave to the poor. Somehow, we've managed to revere his memory without necessarily condoning his crimes. Well, getting down to more recent times, there was a man who you might say had something of Robin Hood in his soul. He wasn't especially good with a bow and arrow. As a matter of fact, he wasn't much good at anything. He was a tramp. A tramp with money to burn.
How about here, under this bush?
Yeah, suits me.
Come on, hurry. We gotta get this bush out of here. Yeah, it's gonna be daylight in a couple hours. It's coming. How long before we can come back for the dough? Better wait a month, let it cool off. Toss those lights. Hold it down there, or I'll shoot. It's a lot. Grab the shovel. What about the dough? It's safe. Come on, let's go. Come on, come on!
realize this is the 4th train robbery in the past year? The 4th.
We'll find them.
You did, last night. Minutes after they waylaid the train, but they still got away.
Well, they couldn't have gotten to their horses with the money.
They no longer had it when I spotted them.
Do you think they left the money somewhere?
The riverbank. It's thick with undergrowth, a perfect spot for concealment.
Well, then all you have to do is search the area.
When advertise the fact to all the bums and bindle stiffs that inhabit that part of town? Oh, no. Besides, we want the outlaws as well as the money.
Exactly what do you propose, Mr. Hume?
Wait.
Wait?
Sooner or later, they'll have to return to recover that loot. And when they do, my men will be there.
Well, I don't care how you do it, Mr. Hume. Just make sure you get those men and that money.
We will. Oh, I'm sorry. You all right?
You're fine, thank you very much.
Lift those hands. Now stand up and turn around. Slowly.
What's this all about?
All right, where is it?
Where's what?
Listen, we don't just happen to be here. Where's that money?
I don't know.
I'll ask you just one more time.
It's gone. Honest.
Gone? Where?
Only me and my partner knew where it was buried. Right here. You'll figure it out.
Well, I guess you and your partner had the same idea. Only he got here first. You ready to talk?
Sure. His name's Browning.
Well, it seems that you and the law will be working on the same side from here on in.
Just so you get that right.
All right, let's go.
Just keep the change, my good fellow. Oh, yes. There we are.
Thank you, sir.
Not at all. Oh, here.
Thank you, sir.
I want a room, please. The very best you have. I like a large, sunny... Make it a suite. Yes, a suite.
Why, yes, sir. If you'll kindly sign the register here, please, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we are putting you in the presidential suite, Mr. Herman. Mr. Herman?
Who? Oh, the presidential suite? Yes, that'll do very nicely.
The presidential suite for Mr. Herman. And I trust you'll enjoy your stay with us, sir.
Oh, I will. I will.
The elevator's right this way, sir.
Thank you.
The carriage, sir?
Pardon me? No. I'm just out for a walk in the fresh air. I always find hotels a little stuffy.
You're from the Easter?
Yes. Riverside Drive, New York.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Train robber captured. Read all about it. Train robber captured. Journal.
Boy.
$5? Afraid I can't break anything this big, sir.
Oh, that's all right, son. You just keep the change.
Gee. Thanks a lot, sir. That's more than I make in a week. My ma sure can use this.
Oh? Well, in that case, I'll buy a paper every day. Same price.
$5?
There's a newsstand inside, sir, where they're only 2 cents.
I prefer to have my papers delivered personally. Will you see to it that this young man is allowed to come directly to my door?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's room 60, son. I'll see you tomorrow.
Will you put that book down for a minute and listen?
Book? My good friend, this is the scriptures.
Well, that still ain't good manners. Let me see, where was I? Oh, yeah, according to the outlaw's detailed confession, the Overland Express loot was buried in the vicinity of the Sacramento riverbank.
You mean the money might be right here?
Well, that's what it says. I hear tell that Browning fella made off with it.
Well, light, friend. Have some Java.
Thanks.
You new around these parts?
Yeah, I just hopped off westbound freight. Is that the train robbery you fellas were talking about?
Yeah. Seems like the loot's buried right around here someplace.
Well, anyone might have found it. There's lots of us bindle stiffs hanging around the riverbank.
Yeah, well, if you had, you wouldn't be sitting here now yapping about it.
That's for sure.
Anyone you know turned up missing lately?
Curly Jones. I ain't seen him around, come to think of it.
Curly died at Tomaine. You know that.
Oh, that's right.
Say, what about Carl? Carl the tramp. Wasn't he seen last month hopping a freight for Frisco?
Carl the tramp? What's he look like?
What difference does it make?
Tell me.
Oh, you're sure worked up about it, mister.
What's that Carl look like?
Well, he's just an old geezer, maybe pushing 70.
70, huh? Mighty spry 70-year-old can hop a freight lugging $50,000.
All right. It ain't my lookout. He's about 50, small, with a mustache, grizzled.
50. Small. San Francisco?
Yeah. He's plumb loco.
He's anything but. How does he know it's $50,000?
Paper didn't say how much.
Thanks for the Java, friends.
How did you enjoy your dinner, Mr. Herman?
Well, I'm afraid the food here is excellent, but it's a little bit rich for my blood.
Too rich, sir?
Well, I'm used to a simple diet, doctor's orders, you know.
Well, now, the chef would be very pleased to mix any special dishes you want, sir.
Yes, I'm sure he would, but, they wouldn't taste like the ones I can make. Cooking is my hobby, you know.
Oh, well, you are a man of parts, Mr. Herman.
Well, thank you, Felix. Thank you very... Good night, Felix.
Good night. Oh, sir. Your room key.
Oh, yes, I always forget.
Anything else, sir?
Yes. Could you get me some bicarbonate of soda?
Well, I'll have it sent right up, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Good night, dear.
Good night.
Quite a gentleman, isn't he?
Oh, of the old school, Edward. Of the old school.
Just a minute.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning. You must be a friend of the chef's.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I am. I never order all this stuff.
You sleep well?
No, that bed is too soft.
Too soft.
Yeah, well, I'm used to more fresh air, you know.
Yeah, well, this'll fix you up. Breakfast fit for a king. Scrambled calves brains.
Oh, keep them warm.
Oh my. Oh my.
Oh, no, over the left shoulder. Spilt salt, always over the left shoulder for luck.
That's the one with the rheumatism. You think it'll cure it?
Oh, thing y'all do for rheumatism is rest.
Oh, you sound like the doctor. Rest. Take a vacation.
Well, that's what you ought to do.
Well, that's all right for folks like you, but I'm a working woman with an ailing husband, and I'm just lucky to hang on to my job, which I won't if I stand around here talking to the guests. I'll be back later for the train.
Well, wait a minute. If the only thing that's keeping you from that vacation is money, I can fix that. Here.
Oh, sir, really, please, I wasn't complaining.
No. Here's $1,000. Will that do it?
I really shouldn't have said anything. $1,000.
Isn't that enough?
Oh, too much.
No, now, here. Now, you keep that. And you get your husband, and the two of you go off and get a good rest.
Why, Mr. Herman, I never in all my life. Bless you, sir.
Oh, no, don't say a thing like that, ever. I'm just only too glad to help out a little, that's all. You see that the salt over the left shoulder did bring you a little luck, huh?
Time off, a trip, a hotel, maybe one like this.
Oh, no. Oh, now you take my advice. You go live in the outdoors. Live under the open sky. And wake up in the morning to the smell of bacon and coffee over a wood fire.
No, Mr. Herman, my husband and I are just a little old for
Well,
that.
you do what you want to do, but I still say you don't know what you're missing.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. You're a real gentleman.
Even the sugar's weak. Come in.
Paper, sir.
Oh, fine. Come on in. Just put it down there, John. There you are.
Don't you ever read them, sir?
Well, of course I read them. Certainly. I just like to read them all at once, that's all. Have you had your breakfast yet?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
I guess so, sir.
Oh, now, John, you could eat a little more, couldn't you? Can you help me out with this? Come
Gee,
on.
thanks, sir.
Come on, sit down there. Dive in. So, you see, I have a soft spot in my heart for orphan asylums. I was raised in one myself.
Oh, a self-made man.
Well, from the ground up, you might say. At any rate, I want to make a contribution to you. Shall we say, $5,000?
Mr. Herman, this is indeed a most generous gift. It'll go a long way in solving our problem.
Good. What do you mean, you need more money?
To prevent the foreclosure, $20,000.
20,000. The banks are closed now. You're going to have to wait till Monday morning. But you've got it.
Oh, Mr. Herman, really, I can't thank you enough, sir.
Well,
I don't know what to say.
Well, don't say anything. Say hello to the orphans for me.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so very much.
That's all right.
Well, that's him. Carl the Tramp.
You're sure?
Yeah, I'd know that mug anywheres.
Find him and we've as good as located Browning. He'll be hot on his trail.
Well, if he hasn't already gotten there ahead of us.
Yeah, we've got some fast traveling to do. Thanks.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. $20,000.
Oh, thank you. Now, could I trouble you for a good stout envelope?
Oh, yes.
Oh, fine. Thank you.
That's a lot of cash to be carrying around with you, Mr. Herman.
Well, I'm only going as far as the hotel.
Whenever you want to reopen your account with us, we'll be most happy to serve you.
Well, I'll let you know. Thank you for your courtesy.
Allow me.
Good day, sir.
Good day.
Your key, sir?
Oh, thank you, Felix. Could you get me a messenger? I have some important papers here that I'd like delivered by hand.
Why, right away, sir.
Yeah, but a responsible messenger.
All ours are bonded, sir.
Oh, good. You must be in the wrong room.
You Carl Herman?
Yes?
It's the right room, all right.
I beg your pardon?
You're gonna beg for more than that before I get through with you. Tramp.
Tramp?
Sound familiar?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You've been living mighty high and handsome, ain't you? Well, the law's been after me.
Browning?
That's right, friend. I'm the one who stashed that money down by the riverbank. And I want it now.
I'm sorry, it's gone.
You couldn't have spent $50,000 in this short a time. Where is it?
I haven't got it.
You're lying.
No.
Where is it?
No, I gave it away.
You want me to beat it out of you, tramp? Because that's what I'll do if I have to break every bone in your body.
I'm telling you the truth. I haven't got it.
Rather die.
It won't do you any good to kill me.
At least I'll know that you're not alive to enjoy the money either.
What? Oh, no. Come in. I can't, Mr. Harmon. It's locked.
Right, you open that door. But you take one step out that door and it'll be your last step.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Deliver to this address immediately.
Also...
Oh, no, sir. Everything's quite all right. Quite all right.
Well, I'll give you a receipt, sir.
In matter of fact, I've enjoyed my stay in your hotel, and I shall recommend it highly to all my friends. It was the manager. He just wanted to know if I needed anything.
Never mind that. Now for the last time, tramp. Where's the money?
It's gone, and that's the God's truth.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
We're looking for Mr. Carl Herman. Is he registered here?
Oh, yes, he certainly is.
What room?
60.
Thank you.
Oh, no.
Open up. Hold it. You're under arrest, Browning. Train robbery and murder. Get him out of here.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh.
Are you all right, Carl?
Oh, sure, I'm fine, thank you. I didn't think the law would be very far behind Browning.
Well, we almost were. I'm afraid I'll have to place you under arrest, too. Taking money that didn't belong to you. Unless you can make restitution, give it back.
It's all gone. I tried to tell Browning that.
The whole $50,000?
At last.
What did you do with it?
Well, the rest of it I gave away, where I know it'll do the most good. Honestly, I haven't got it. Well, except for this $5 gold piece, I haven't got a cent to my name.
Come on.
Your paper, sir.
Oh, hello, son. Well, there you are. Oh, I just had a little accident, that's all. John, don't bother to deliver a paper to me tomorrow because I'm checking out as of now.
Gee, I'll sure miss you, sir. Thanks for everything.
Goodbye, Johnny. Shall we go?
Even at his trial in Sacramento, Carl didn't reveal how he disposed of the money. He was convicted and sentenced to 3 years in Folsom Penitentiary. But he didn't mind, really. He'd had his fling, made a number of folks happy, and could look forward to returning one day to the riverbank, the same as he left it, a tramp. And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country. What happens when a sinner and a real smart one joins up with a band of saints? Saints with a capital S. That's the situation in the story you're about to hear. A story I call Miracle of the Seagull. It is the first week of April, 1847. In the back room of a lodging house in the bustling frontier town of St. Joseph, Missouri, James Reeves is busily at work behind locked doors, making counterfeit banknotes.
Who is it?
Sheriff Mack. All right, come on. What's the idea? Open up!
Evening, Sheriff.
What a night.
To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit from the law?
Heard you were looking for a team and wagon, is that right?
I sure am. Do you know of one?
Wasn't thinking of skipping town, was you?
You will have your little joke now, Sheriff.
All right, Reeves. Ain't got nothing pinned on you yet, Reeves. So if you want this outfit, it'll cost you $800.
$800?
Brigham Young has bought up everything in sight.
Brigham Young?
He's leading his first party west from winter quarters up the river to the promised land.
When? How soon?
Day after tomorrow, they leave. Maybe you'll be thinking of joining them.
Yes, by gosh, I will.
Hey, you must be in an all-fired hurry to leave town. A slick article like you taking up with the Latter-day Saints.
Oh, lay off me, Sheriff. I'm in a hurry to get west.
All right, Sonny. Just fork over $800 for this wagon team and you can leave town with my blessings. Oh, no. Good, hard, cold cash on the barrelhead. Coin of the realm. None of those pretty picture papers of yours, Sonny.
Give me some time to get the money.
Sure. Daylight tomorrow morning.
I'll have it.
Yeah. Take your tools with you.
You don't think I'd leave him here for you to use, do you, Sheriff?
You know, boy, it makes me feel real good to consign you and your considerable talents to Brother Brigham. Let's see what he'll make out of you.
James Reeves?
Yeah.
I spoke to Brigham Young. He says it's all right so long as you provide your own food.
I'm well stocked.
Because we've got just enough to last. Measured down to the last pound of flour.
Where is it you're bound for? California, Oregon?
That is between Brigham Young and God.
Even you don't know?
I am only an elder in the church. You are an outsider.
Oh, I trust I won't be regarded as too much of an outsider. Even though I haven't been baptized as yet.
Then you are interested?
I certainly am.
Good. You can fall in line anywhere with your wagon.
Thank you, Elder Snow.
Is that farm implements you have here under this tarpaulin?
No.
Oh. I was hoping it was. We're taking along all we've got room for. Seeds, too. So that we can start planting soon as we find the promised land. You'll be expected to do your share of work. We're letting you go along because you've got a good right arm.
I've got 2 good arms.
For the service of the Lord. Amen.
Amen.
It will be your duty to keep a record of the distance covered each day by counting the revolutions of your wagon wheel. And no guesswork either. On the basis of your reports, we will establish mileposts along the way for the benefit of those who follow. James Reeves.
Oh, me?
You will gather buffalo chips.
Buffalo chips?
To use as fuel for our campfires.
Look, Elder, that's the lowest job in the whole outfit.
If there is any trade at which you are proficient, name it.
Well, I'd be very glad to pay somebody to do the work for me.
Put your money away. Every man in this company works for the common good. You've had your orders.
That's what you think. What's it worth to you to take over my job?
I've already got a job.
What about you?
He has a job, too. Everybody has.
Yeah, but look, here's your chance to make a little extra money.
Money has no place with us.
But it must have. What do you do when you want to buy things? Food, clothing.
The barter system works very well.
Barter?
Reeves, get a basket and start gathering fuel.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. We've been gathering roots that we could use for dyes.
This is fuel.
You've never pioneered before. I can tell by your actions.
No, I'm a city man.
What line of work?
Printing.
Books. How wonderful.
And, general stuff.
Have you read the works of our prophet Joseph Smith?
No, I'm afraid not.
Or the discourses of Brigham Young?
But he doesn't have to. He can hear him preach.
If he attends the meetings.
Would you like to? There's a hymn sing this evening.
Why, thank you. I should be delighted.
You weren't singing.
I didn't know the words.
I'll teach them to you.
When?
Tomorrow when we make camp.
I'll be there with my best voice.
The Spirit of God like a fire is burning. The latter-day glory begins to come forth. Now repeat after me.
You have the longest eyelashes I've ever seen.
Why, Brother James, you're being irreverent.
I'm sorry.
How did you ever happen to join this company?
I was in a hurry to get west.
What are you going to do when you get there?
Make a fortune.
You're very sure of yourself, aren't you?
Well, I've already made quite a pile. You ever seen money? Come on, touch it. It won't bite you. Love to see you laugh. You have a dimple that comes and goes.
Why, I believe you're flirting with me. You do it with every girl.
You're the first Mormon, I swear.
What's the matter?
Folks claim you Mormons have horns.
Well, look and see.
Sister Judith.
Brother Lorenzo, I was just teaching Brother James the words of our hymns.
There's work to be done. The evening meal to prepare. And fuel needed for the fires to cook it.
There are no buffalo along this part of the trail. I've looked.
Then find a substitute.
Where are we taking this cut through the mountains? I thought we were sticking to the Oregon Trail.
We're not going to Oregon.
Well, where are we going?
To the Promised Land.
And where's that?
The Lord is directing us.
You don't know. We're just wandering around through the wilderness.
Brigham Young will recognize the place.
Then I'll go and ask him.
Brigham Young is sick, stricken with mountain fever. He can talk to no one.
Stop it here.
Brother Brigham, we're out of the canyon. We're on a high plateau. Off there is the west.
It is enough. This is the place. We will settle in that valley.
Here on this campsite, we will build the city of Zion. According to these plans which I have drawn up. To the north, between the two creeks, will stand the temple of our God on a lot of 40 acres, adorned with trees. The city will be divided into blocks of 10 acres each, with 8 lots in a block of 1 1/4 acre each. Each man will be apportioned a lot. The streets will be wide. No house will be permitted to...
You fellas don't need a whole 1 1/4 acre to build a house on. Take an acre of it off your hands.
House will have to be 20 feet
The same offer goes to you.
No man will be suffered to cut up his lot and sell a part of it to speculate out of his brethren. Every man must keep his lot whole. For the Lord hath given it to us without price. The same is true of the land outside the city. It will be farmed cooperatively and neither bought nor sold.
Doesn't look like anything would grow in this soil. dry as a bone. I thought the promised land would be cool and green.
There must be springs. There's certainly water up there in those mountains. And the man who owns the water rights will make a fortune. I'll ride up there the first chance I get and locate. Take up the timber rights, too. Behold, the future lumber king of the Salt Lake Valley.
Ah, there you are. I was looking for you. You've been assigned to a party to go up into the mountains to cut timber.
Timber?
For the stockade. Later on for houses. We'll need plenty. Well, man, what are you gawping at?
Would you mind telling me who got there first?
Why, the Lord, of course. It's him we have to thank for the trees, the streams. We'll bring water down, too, for irrigation.
We?
The Mormon Church.
I see.
Oh, you're back.
A receipt for my services cutting timber, which I'm about to present in exchange for food. You Mormons certainly fix it so nobody ever gets rich.
Food is worth its weight in gold at this point. Brigham Young put us on strict rations when he left.
He's gone?
Back east. To bring out another party in the spring. He made some other things rather plain, too, before he left. A single woman has no place in a community like this.
I quite agree.
I must select a husband.
That's easy. Marry me.
But you're not of our faith.
What difference does that make? I love you and you love me.
But you don't understand. Our laws are very strict.
All right, then. We'll move on to California. I've got plenty of money, and there's lots more where this came from.
Why do you always think you can buy whatever you want? It isn't a question of money. But these are my people. I belong here.
How can we get around them, then?
There's only one way. You join the church.
Me? Become a Mormon? Never.
I didn't realize you felt that strongly about it.
I'm sorry, but I just can't go along with all these things you Mormons believe in. These signs and miracles and revelations. They're ridiculous.
Then I'll marry someone who does.
Who? Not that old blue-nosed Brother Lorenzo. He's old enough to be your father. Judith, you couldn't love him.
Brother Lorenzo's a fine man. And I respect him.
You don't know anything at all about love. But I could teach you.
How dare you, you infidel! I hate you, I despise you. I don't ever want to see you again.
You won't. I'm packing up and pulling out of here today. Shaking the dust of you Mormons off my feet forever. All I need is enough supplies to last me till I get to Fort Bridger. I'll pay you well.
We don't want your money.
Stop telling me that. This once, you've got to take it.
But we do need you. We're facing privations, hunger, dangers we know nothing about. We need all the help we can get till this year's crops are in.
Then I have no choice.
You've ridden along on our coattails this far, Brother Reeves. You can't run out on us now.
Seems to me she ought to be on her feet by now.
These low fevers, hang on.
She's been sick all winter. 3 times I've posted our marriage bans. And each time she's had a relapse.
You can't go against nature.
That soup you're making ought to put strength into her. Has a powerful smell.
It's a piece of buffalo hide quilt. I scraped the hair off of and boiled up.
Ah, Reeves.
I brought you some more firewood.
Thank you very much.
You're just the fellow I wanted to see, Brother James.
What for?
The church has given me a consignment of lumber at last to build my new house. Our new house. And your services to help build it.
My services?
I'd like to get started at once so it'll be ready to move into after we're married.
Why the devil should I build your house?
You haven't a word to say about it, brother, as long as you're a member of this community. The lumber will be delivered to my lot tomorrow morning. I'll see you there.
Brigham Young will be gratified with what we've accomplished during his absence. A score of babies born, more than 100 houses built, crops planted, and first grain heading up.
Just in time to save us all from starvation.
I knew we'd make out.
Look, there's another. Look, the sky's full of them.
Quick, to the field, before they attack our craft! Round up, everybody. Tell them to bring rakes, shovels, anything they can bite with.
Where is that God of yours now, who brought us to this promised land?
You mustn't lose faith, Jim.
I never had it. How right I was. A lot of good your preaching and praying and singing has done you.
It's the only thing left for us now. Pray. Sisters and brethren, let us all unite in prayer.
Is he crazy stopping to pray at a time like this? Old fool.
Almighty God, look down upon these thy children, we beseech thee.
Hear our prayer.
We have worked hard and endured much, O Lord, to build a kingdom here, where we could worship thee according to our lights, and preach thy gospel.
Judith, you look so tired, so worn.
Pray, Jim, pray.
Rid us of these varmints, Lord.
Even as thou didst rid the land of Egypt of its plague of locusts in the days of Moses.
Save this land. Don't let these people starve. Not for myself, but for her, O Lord. Amen.
We ask it in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
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 Seagulls! They can't be. Here in the middle of the desert?
They're coming down.
Look! They're after the crickets! They're devouring them!
They're eating them. They're eating them!
It's a miracle.
Yes, straight from heaven. Thank you. No man could live through such an experience and not come to believe.
If it's done that for you, then it was worth all we went through.
The first time in my life I ever prayed for something instead of trying to buy it.
You've come a long way, Jim.
You don't know how far. I've always been a fake.
I don't believe that.
It's true. Instead of going after the real thing, I settle for imitations. Cheap counterfeit.
I'm real.
Judith, is there any hope for me?
Miracles have happened.
In Temple Square, Salt Lake City, is this monument to a seagull. The only monument in the United States in honor of a bird. It's a state crime out there to kill a seagull. For to this day, whenever the scourge of crickets threatens, the seagulls are ready and waiting to save the crops of Utah.
ড্রেস চেঞ্জ করতেছিস?
Vai un sarcasmo Chichigai Vai oh Vai đều Bay Bay không? Bay không? Có đi không? Không rồi Vô rồi Bao nhiêu phút đi 00335 không mất tích yes núp quay không cái không hiểu núp vậy con tàu ê cái con họ chấm mà mấy con bằng tiền là họ chấm hết chẳng biết là bao nhiêu thằng cụ mình quay tài là lúc đó mới được và mày ơi đi như vậy đây đủ đắt thì làm sao vậy Xuân tao này Xuân tao mày thích làm hỏng cho mình không lợn này xiềng vang có trang bị đặt sóng để tôi định tôi chơi tiếng Timor đánh con bài Timor bút skin Timor quá cay xa nhá nhưng có Ấn Độ được để thành Timor số xăm được ai à ngon rồi đây là giá tiền thì đỡ đau rồi thay xa đúng rồi. Đau hai lần đau nữa. Ba lần đau nữa. Bốn ba lần đau. Hai cái đừng tự vận nha. Chuẩn. Chỉ cái phải. Chia chia gai. Nước này, phải để cho tự bay. Tao muối nha. What the hell? Chuẩn ra. Cút hết. Có lẽ nào anh vội quên đi, và có lẽ nào 500 củ ấy 614 củ à? Thế mình kiếm 100 củ nữa sự là có nổi không? Ôi à, không được, anh đã ấn vội rồi. Có lẽ 62 triệu 62 triệu rồi. Cũng một lần quay được gần 100 củ ấy. 100 củ không? Không quay được 400 lap à? Được 400 lap phải được 100 củ. Nước của bố nào Vương miện định mệnh. Rồi xong, biết đánh bài gì rồi? Đánh bài gì rồi, biết đánh bài gì rồi? Tôi đánh bài á. Có lẽ nào em vội quên đi, và có lẽ nào quên đi, có lẽ nào anh trong tâm trí em. Ô gà cho cái này à? Mà vậy nào. Xong, đi. Vua tối ưu Aria. Bán này. Mèo 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 phải đét. Xong. Đẹp. 598 củ chưa đủ, chưa phải là tất cả. Mấy thằng ấy ra quát lipet ở cái map 2 này sử có đéo gì. Trốn. Cái pet này yếu như lợn. Anh khinh. Khinh. Yes, khinh. BITCS. Big. Big 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 big. Ai à, Torres. Xì xì. Điều sao Torres. Xì 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 xì. Ra Torres rồi xì xì. Xì xì guys. Cút. Cút. Chi cả thời tiết à? Chưa. Ok. Lần nào cũng phải lắp cái danh Gasol. Big IC Pasikia. Ủa? Sơn bố. Hiếu béo đang playing Space War. Cái gì vậy? Ui ôi, nháy phát 2 lần. Chuẩn được không? Chuẩn không vậy chấm. Chuẩn đét cho thôi. Chuẩn và đét. Như phi công vậy. Ok, bay tiếp, bay cao. Thu rồi sao nhỉ? Thu rồi sao ấy? Rồi. Thằng Zena bắn đau lắm, Zena 2 đồ rồi. Chịu. Zena Sojin mấy cả cuồng đao để hiểu. Vội vậy chồng. 6.8 à. Cái gì vậy? Ui ôi, nháy phát 2 lần. Chuẩn được không? Chuẩn không vậy chấm. Chuẩn đét cho thôi. Chuẩn và đét. Như phi công vậy. Ok, bay tiếp, bay cao. Thu rồi sao nhỉ? Thu rồi sao ấy? Rồi. Thằng Zena bắn đau lắm, Zena 2 đồ rồi. Chịu. Zena Sojin mấy cả cuồng đao để hiểu. Vội vậy chồng. 6.8 à, vậy sẽ lên 7. Ok. Đằng nào phải đắp cho Torres mà. Thôi đừng nói chung với nhau đây. Mèo 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 mèo. mày trốn. Lâm định mày nghe, lắp phần cái này vào xong mày định từ cái xếp tiền nhé, thề thua cũng được là bắn cũng khỏe nhưng mà chúng nó còn quỷ hơn cơ. Đéo sao Zanna 2 đồ, đéo chịu được, quỷ đó chịu được. Trùng bài không vậy? À, kiếm tiền, tiến kiềm 138M, sự là nhiều ấy, không bay nữa thì thôi. Máy đẹp đét 400 mà 2 này quá 03, thử mình nghĩ chợ hay sao, chưa đến lượt 4 này 117 à? Sẽ là một cái Sojin đi. Ok, quyết định sẽ lấy một cái Sojin đi I'm go here. 707 triệu sẽ được lên 6.8. Tốc độ sẽ được mắc ping không? Quỷ ác quỷ phi phai, tốc độ bù đắc bù nào nào. Mấy là ngày có một chút game thôi chứ. Là ngày rebirth 163 lần. Kê vậy. Sojin thì con này hợp lý hơn này. Nên này là con bên kia nhưng mà đợi đồ bình tĩnh. Vội vậy. Xe hấp đủ rồi hả? 46 à? Đấy nó chỉnh cài nhót. 2 giờ 208 gì 4 giờ đi học. Chuẩn không? Mai học xong nhớ làm gì? Đi tập. Tài môn tự sáng, tối tập tiếp. Trốn không? Nhiều record này, ngon. 300 440 mà 440 lap record. 50 lap 450, 450, 450, 450, 450, 451, 452. Được không? Dạ được, xít được. Zanna thực sự nhiều ấy. Bây giờ phải được 5 round thắng cơ thì mới được cộng 2 đồng. Là một round chỉ cộng bao nhiêu? Từ 2 đến 4 chỉ cộng 1 đồng thôi. Nghèo đét. 1,6k 138M. Bắc. Đi Bắc. Vụ ơi tôi bình quá. Không được. Phải quay nốt. Ê sao đéo lên thời đét 2 cho mình kìa. Này thua rồi, tài khỏe đấy. Chịu rồi. Êu, cái gì kia có dòng ánh sáng. À, Bantora ra một cái đồ ánh sáng ngẫu nhiên à, chịu rồi. Dòng ánh sáng thì thua. Chịu. Thầy thua. Thầy chấp nhận. Ai rồi cũng phải thua thôi. Nhưng mà thua không hay đâu. Ai rồi cũng phải thua rồi. Mày perfect. 300 linh mấy lap vậy. Em quay anh ác quỷ này. Cheers. Nổi không? Nổi không vậy thầy? Nổi không? Ôi kìa, đâu được. Perfect rồi. Ôi hỏng. Một lần thôi. Rồi, hay. Anh sợ đấy. Soraka cút. Cái đéo ở đây. Một cái giáp máu á. Cái đéo ở đây. Cái đéo ở đây. Nhào đấy.
আমার সুবিধার লোক মনে হইতেছে না কি কইতেছেন আপনি কি কইতেছেন গায়ে হাত দিবেন কেন গায়ে দিও মানে এ বড় গায়ে হাত দিলে কি করবে একদম জানা করতেছেন তুই গায়ে দিলে তুই আমি আজকে শেষ কর তুই টাকা দে আমার টাকা দে ওরে আজকে বই আপনি কোন রাস্তার মধ্যে আইছেন ভাই এই আপনি কারে করছেন হ্যাঁ?
আরে ভাই আপনারে কই নাই, আমার কল দিছিলাম, এই কল রিসিভ করতেছ না, ওরে কইছি।
আমারে কল মানে এই আপনি নামেন তো নামেন, আমি যাব না, আমি যাব না। আপনি কি কইতেছেন হ্যাঁ?
আপনি যাইবেন না কেন?
না আমি যাব না, আপনি আপনি নামেন, আমার টাকা দেন, আমি যাইগা।
দেমু না টাকা, আমারে না নিয়ে গেলে আমি ভাড়া দেমু না।
আরে আপনি কখন থেকে এই অলি গলি করতেছেন? আপনার আমার সুবিধার লোক মনে হইতেছে না, একদমই সুবিধার লোক মনে হইতেছে না। আপনি টাকা দেন, আমি যাইগা।
আমার সুবিধার লোক মনে হইতেছে না? কি কইতেছেন আপনি? কি কইতেছেন?
গায়ে হাত দিছেন কেন?
গায়ে দিমু না। এ বেটা গায়ে দিলে কি করবে? একদম গায়ে
করতেছেন। তুই গায়ে করতেছিস, আমি আজকে শেষ কর। তুই টাকা দে, আমার টাকা দে।
তোরে আজকে বই
মোটরসাইকেল করে নিয়ে যেতেছেন ভাই, এটা আমার মালিকের মোটরসাইকেল ভাই, ভাই মোটরসাইকেল নিয়ে যান না।
গাড়ি থামলো কেন?
স্যার একটা অ্যাক্সিডেন্ট হয়েছে।
ভাই ভাই আমার একটু বাঁচান
স্যার
ভাই,
পেটে তো ছুরি।
মনে হচ্ছে চিন্তা কি?
হসপিটালে নিয়ে যান ভাই।
স্যার হসপিটালে নিয়ে যাব?
আরে পাগল হইছো, এত রাতে থানা পুলিশের ঝামেলা কে যাবে? চালাও গাড়ি।
স্যার কি অবস্থা, মনে হয় না বাবু।
ভাই যাই না ভাই, ও ভাই আমার একটু হসপিটাল।
Rồi xong nhiệm vụ đây. Cút thật ra này thầy khóa lại. Mày nhờn Good landing. Chuẩn không? Chuẩn không? Chuẩn và chỉ. Binh và chi, linh và linh. Binh chi linh. Hỗ trợ để cho cút. Khảm bảo thạch à, khổng lồ tí hoan. What the hell? Thế đi, cứ thế đi. Ô, what the hell? Cái gì đây? Trốn đâu? Không leo lối được. Okay. Trốn bro. Không chưa có đồ rồi. Mày xin ra mà trốn tao. Mày chấm là xin ra 51 à, còn 9 phút nữa thanh xong chạy cờ là đeo rồi. Bình. Mèo 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 bay lên cao như con cao. Bay lên cao như con cao. Ui khỏe đấy, bài này khỏe đét. Chịu rồi, tao lên cô nhảy lên đéo em đánh. 74 máu và xin ra rồi, sự là binh chi và linh ấy. Ô cái gì đấy? Ấn thuật sĩ à? Tam hợp là Arcane. Rồi không ai tranh bài. Hay cút. Cút ngay. Rồi xong. Thread 2 à? Asia lắp ấn định mệnh, găng tay, găng bảo thạch với cả một cái sojin là xong rồi. Giờ thêm đồ cho Syndra này, Syndra rồi. Là thiếu đồ Syndra mới là vấn đề chứ. Đi chợ nhà thôi, đi chợ giờ sẽ cần gì trước, giờ mình sẽ cần một cái cung hoặc là một cái mũ phù thủy ngay lập tức. À, thằng đánh bộ khởi đầu à? Cũng ghê. Mai thắng. Sau 5 giây thì Mai thắng. 453 củ mà anh chưa đủ tiền, anh thiếu cận 250 củ nữa. 254 củ. Sửa đất vào đồ đấy. Nhặt thêm chi chút năng lượng ra cho binh. Mà lên cao như con cao. Wow. Cút rồi. Ui, Cinderella. Nhưng mà lại là một cái đai máu. Rồi mất cái cung, thôi lấy Cinderella. Đây một con Cinderella thứ hai. Thôi kệ đi, bây giờ là Pandora lõi sau. Vua rồi. Chắc thế. Còn đồ cho on nhở. Đéo đánh on nữa, đánh thằng Red 3 đấy. Nhưng mà on nhảy đồ. Nào kẹt thôi. Quên mất. I'm sorry bro. Ra là bối quỷ thư. Quỷ nó lắp lại vào trước vậy. 2 Cinderella. Giờ sẽ phải lên 6 đến 7 nha. Wow. Chôn không thấy. Chôn nhỉ? Chôn điếc. Là ông à? Không ai được sinh bài. Bình. Rồi cái đánh thần rừng thần thoại vậy. Chôn tao. Thần tài à? Mấy thần tài cơ? Một thằng này, một thần mà một ấn đấy mà. Mà đấy khỏe bài chôn tao. Muốn thần tài đánh bài khỏe vậy. What the hell? Không có lửa, không có thăng hoa chắc cút. Chịu rồi. Biết đép mà. Kinh khủng ấy. Sắp với 305 mà vẫn còn tận 48 máu. Sự anh hay sự kinh khủng đép ấy. Có mấy vàng cho 5 vàng cũng đuổi. Rồi xong. Cái gì cơ? Nhà thế lắp cái này cho thằng Red bình.
আচ্ছা আপনি ওই দিন আপনার আম্মার সামনে আমার লগে এরকম ব্যবহার করছেন কেন?
আমার ইচ্ছে হয়েছে আমি করছি, আর আমার পিছে ঘুরে লাভ নেই।
কেন? আমি আপনার ভালোবাসি না, করবো না কেন?
বেহায়া মেয়ে রে বাবা, তোমার তো আমি ক্লিয়ার করে বলছি যে আমি তোমার বিয়ে করব না।
আরে আপনার আম্মাই তো আমার পছন্দ করছে, তো আপনি শাদি করবেন না কেন?
তাহলে তারই বিয়েটা করো।
কি কইতাছেন? আমি আপনার আম্মারে কেন শাদি করব? তো আপনারা শাদি করুন, আর আপনি যদি আমার শাদি না করছেন তাহলে কয়ে দিলাম ব্লেড দিয়ে আপনার নাম আমার হাতে লিখুন।
তোমার যা ইচ্ছা তুমি তাই করো, আমি একদমই ভয় পাই। আগের বার মাইনে নিছি, খেলা ছিল দেখা, এটা খেলা না, এটা আমার জীবন। আমি জীবন নিয়ে ছেলে খেলা করতে পারবো না।
আমি হাঁচা কইতেছি, আমি কিন্তু ব্লেড দিয়ে
হাতে পায়ে গলায় মুখে সব জায়গায় যেখানে ইচ্ছা সেখানে লেখো। ইংরেজি বাংলা ফার্সি যেটাতে পারো সেটাতেই লেখো, আমার কিচ্ছু যায় আসে না।
আপনার আমি শেষবারের মতো কইতেছি, আপনার আর বেশি সময় দিব না, শুধুমাত্র 12 ঘন্টা সময় দিলাম। এই 12 ঘন্টার মধ্যে আপনি আপনার মত বদলাইবেন, নাহলে কইলাম আমি হাঁচায় ব্লেড দিয়ে আপনার নাম লিখে ফেলাম, আমার কেউ আটকাইতে পারবো না।
আরামসে তুমি সিগারেট টানো, বুঝে নাই শান্তিতে, আর ওদিক দিয়ে কাম সারছে।
আরে শুনোস না, ওই মেয়ে তো ডেঞ্জারাস একটা ঘটনা ঘটায় ফেলছে। ব্লেড দিয়ে হাত কাটছে, এখন কি গো মামা?
ওই মেয়েটা
বস কি মামা? কোস হাত
কেন? ওই মেয়ের তোর কোনো কথা হয়েছিল?
কালকে রাত্রেবেলা বাসার সামনে এসে দাঁড়াইছিল, আমার 12 ঘন্টার আলটিমেটাম দিছে। এই কিসের আলটিমেটাম দিছে রে? হ্যাঁ আরে ওই বিয়াতে রাজি না হইলে কি জানি।
এই কথা তুই আগে কবি না।
আরে আমি কি বুঝছি নাকি? আরে না বাবার কি আছে, বুঝোস না, মেয়েটা তো ডেঞ্জারাস। এখন যদি কিছু হয়ে যায় মামা, আমাকে তো পুলিশে ধরে নিয়ে যাবে। আমি কি করছি?
ও আমি কি করছি কিছু জানো না? ওই বেটা আইনার মারপেট জানো, জীবনে তো থানায় তুই যাস্তে জানবি কেমনে? তা না আমি গেছি ফোন, যে কোনো হলে আত্মহত্যা প্ররোচনকারী যেই হোক নাকি, তার নাম যদি একবার থানায় গিয়ে কয় মামা, তাহলে তোর খবর আছে। এখন তুই কি করবি তুই চিন্তা করে দেখ।
কি করছে সব? এই লাইলি বাইচা আছে তো? হ্যাঁ শুনলাম, ও তো বাইচা আছে। কোন হসপিটাল আছে? কো আমি যাই একটু দেখা করে আসি।
হসপিটালে যাই দেখা করে, হসপিটাল থাকলে এতক্ষণ তুমি চৈত শিকার ভিত্তি থাকলা, বুঝো নাই? আর তুমি যাইবা হয়তো বাসায় আছে এই তুই কি ওর বাসায় যাবি?
তুই যাবি মামা?
হায় রে খোদা, তুমি আইছো, আমি জানতাম তুমি আইবা। আমি লাইলে কইছি তুমি আসবা। চ্যাংরা হও আর রক্ত গরম হও, মানুষ তো, তোমার মনের ভিতরে সেই প্রেমটা আছে।
আচ্ছা, আমি লাইলির সাথে একটু দেখা করবো।
লাইলির সাথে দেখা করবা?
কেমন আছো?
আছে বাবা, আসো আসো, তোমার আমি একটু দেখা করতে আসো।
এইসব কি?
প্লেট দিয়ে তোমার নাম লিখছি, বানান ঠিক আছে?
একদম ঠিক আছে। কিন্তু কি বলো বাইক না, ভালো হয়েছে না? আমি কিন্তু লাইলিতে কইছিলাম যে লাইলি ছবি তুইলা ওরা পাঠাই দে। ওই কইছে যে না, কিছু জিনিস আছে এগুলো ছবি তুলে পাঠালে সঠিকভাবে দেখা যায় না, সামনাসামনি দেখতে হয়। এর লেগে তো এতক্ষণ ধরে তোমার জন্য অপেক্ষা করতেছি।
এইসব পাগলামির কোনো মানে আছে?
আছে না, তোমার আমি শাদি করব, তুমি আমার শাদি করবা, করবা না?
এই তুমি কি আমার বলদ পাইছো? বলদ এই পাশে দাঁড়ানো লোকটার মতো।
নিলে তুমি আমার মামার নিয়ে কি করতেছো?
আমি বলবো তুমি শুনবা। মানে এই যদি তোমার হাত কাটার নমুনা হয়, হ্যাঁ, আমি জানলে আমি জীবনেও আসতাম না। আর যদি হাত সত্যি সত্যি কাটতাও তাও আসতাম না, কোনো লাভই হতো না। আমি তোমারে বিয়ে করব না। তোমার মতো মেয়ের সাথে শুধুমাত্র মজা নেওয়া যায়, বাড়ির বউ করা যায় না। তোমার মধ্যে ওই রকম কোনো এলিমেন্টই নাই।
তুমি তো বেশি বেশি করতেছো না?
এই মাঝখান দিয়ে ঢুকে গেলেন, হ্যাঁ? সাদে কি আপনার মানুষের হাবলু কয়? এর লেগে আপনার হাবলু কয়। কারণ ঢুকছেন যখন, তখন আমারে না বুঝায় আপনার এই ড্রামাবাজ ভাগ্নিরা বুঝান। আমি ওরে বিয়ে করবো না, আমি মরে গেলে ওরে বিয়ে করবো না। মানে নিজের তো কোনো মান সম্মান নাই, পরিবারের মান সম্মানটা যদি খোয়াইতে না চাও তাহলে এইসব বন্ধ করো। সবার সামনে অপমান করবো না।
থাক ভাগ্নি, তুই কষ্ট পাইস না। হয় তোরা বুঝতে পারে নাই, আর যেদিন বুঝতে পারবো ওই কান্দা বুক চাপলাইবো, তখন বুঝবো যে কি জিনিস হারাইছি। তুই কান্দিস না ভাগ্নি, একদম কান্দিস না। তুই থাক, আমি আইতাছি, দেখতেছি।
Mới ở xe lát cho lên nha. Xe lát quá, năm trên hôm 2 rồi. Là thêm một gần nào. Rồi cái này cần bay này. 8 2 gần 29. Rồi. 2 quá. Là mở quả trứng 10 củ. Ê, bay một lần mà được tầm bay một lần được 10 củ mà. Thì bay đi. Bay 100 củ luôn là kẻ may mắn sẽ thỉnh thoảng cho em một chút tốc độ nhé. Binh, anh nhìn đít với rocket lại. Anh là anh. Bay như tên lửa luôn mà. Thắng này, thắng không? Thắng. Chắc. Henry à? Henry về vườn cho thầy hết thời rồi. Thích Henry không? Từ sự bay sự binh chi lính ấy, bay như một tên lửa mà. Mày quá bên ta cái này của hai. Và Silat đến 2 sự của đấy. Tìm bạn xem bên kia, xem bên kiếm xem bên này, không có giảm hưu sự căng ấy. Để đấy. Nhớ giảm hưu mà căng đấy. Rồi anh sẽ tìm phạm cho em một chút tốc độ của quả tên của nhé. Bay. Mày hả bữa ấy. Mày bay nổi bằng thầy không vậy? Bay nổi bằng thầy không? Bay nổi bằng thầy không? Gì? Thầy kiếm 100 củ trong vài giây. Bình. Khỏe đấy. Thua mất. Silas nổi không? Hỏi Silas nhiều. Sao sao? Nó lôi à định bệnh à? Thôi thắng mà, thắng được. Thằng Kin này đi luôn không? Kin mai máu 12 máu thôi đi rồi, thằng Kin đi rồi. Thằng Kin đi luôn rồi. Vứt. Mày đi. Chơi thắng 7. Thằng Ben 10 ghét thì cũng sửa kinh nhé. À, không lên được. Ui, 900k một lần mà sao được này? Gì đấy, cái gì đấy thưa ông? Gì phạm tốc độ cho em nhé. 26m. Anh mới chưa đủ 30m rồi. Này chưa đủ 30m rồi. Muffin là 28, Cat 29 là cao nhất. Bây giờ là bao nhiêu? Bây giờ là 27 rồi. Giờ thì giảm sức mạnh rồi đấy. 8 này. 28 lần 29 lần 29 vẫn thế lần 29 81m chứ phải điệp gì đấy ông, mày thích gì đấy không, tăng tốc luôn từ đầu, sự chọn đúng lúc tăng tốc ngon không làm gì. Này sửa áo cho thằng kia đấy. Kinh anh không tin là không có Silas, ai á thì ông quản thật. Silas đã đổ rác mà. Ui, nó sao Silas bài Dương ơi, ai làm vẽ chết đi, đừng có đẻ trứng, mày chết đi rồi, mày nó khỏe vai nó vẽ nữa, nó khỏe đấy, khỏe đấy. Nhưng mà Salah nó không đám, Salah nó để cái bức đồ em ơi. Salah nó để bức đồ rồi. Đây này, Salah nó bức đồ mà, có đám đéo đâu, có từ lấy giờ mãi mới chết Morgana từ đầu game giờ thì bất cần chết rồi. Xong đi. Bởi gì? Salah 2 cái bức đồ có mỗi cái nanh. Chỉ. Cút. Chưa? Gần cút luôn. Ha. Thằng ngu. Tôi cút rồi Dương. Thằng đấm cút rồi. Ta lên Slash 2 cái. Đây rồi. Đấy rồi. Thằng cầm tướng của mình phải đấm nó quá. Mình sẽ bay tiếp. Lên được cái cuộc kia nhưng mà phải rebirth tận một lần nữa mới lên được. Đùa tao. Đùa thầy không vậy. Giờ bay căng đấy. Người thật bay này chưa bước đủ không? Trừ một tiếng nào. Kinh. Nhảy sai chỗ rồi thầy ơi. Thôi để xếp sang bên trái, anh cho nhảy sang bên phải vậy. Rồi sao? Đã đến lúc nói lời chào với mối tình đầu. Thế quả tiếp theo chắc phải 50 củ nhở? Quả luôn chứ chắc là phải tầm 50 củ, 100 củ đấy đấy. What the hell, anh thua. Nhầm chưa luôn. Thua rồi. Này ở đây. Chỉ khỏe đấy, nếu có giảm yếu, đồ bài có giảm yếu thôi. Gì. Mà có giảm yếu sự là khó ấy. Phải có giảm yếu căng ấy nhở? Phải có giảm hưu ạ. Rồi giờ quay trứng còn rồi. Phải thấy có giảm hưu. Nó 24 con này, vậy. Xóa hết thằng dưới đi. Trừ. Legend này cho giữ lại cho làm kỷ niệm. Giờ mình sẽ phải quay được 10 con. Ok sẽ là auto. Wow, bài khỏe quá. Đéo được. Quá, top 2. Bài kia khỏe quá. Lâu thế epic ạ. Con ếch của hành tinh xấu vãi. Sự xấu với em rồi. Sự vào lưng đấy. Bài xấu, bài ra đẹp khỏe quá điều này. Cái gì? Mắc à? Xem là bao nhiêu? Mấy cái quá. Ui epic tiếp. Đừng có chết với tao, ngáo à? Đây à? 1, 2, 3, 4. Quay lần nữa này. 1, 2, 3, 4 Rồi thằng nào thử sang. Út gì đấy? Muốn cái gì phải chat chứ, nếu muốn nhìn cái chết đã biết. Tiền đâu một cái phát sáng phải thấy. Tiền đâu khi em tiêu quay lần nữa mà. Tiền đâu khi em tiêu nhưng người nổi tiếng. Rồi vàng bạc tổng gì đây? Gì hả thầy? Wow, Ken ạ. Chúng tư không thôi đánh bài đép kia rồi. Đép kia là sử một chút mạnh ấy. 12,5k. Sử dụng một chút bay không? 230 mình chẳng biết cái quay mũ ở đâu nhỉ? Cái mũ có một quách được không rồi. Tôi nhớ cái quay mũ này cái chân tay không phải. Ê, quay về qua trước thì cái quay mũ này gồm một sao ấy. Nhớ. Qua giờ bây giờ thì này cái quay mũ ở ớt ai da để rồi thần rừng ạ, thần rừng mà để cho cả khổng lồ à, thần rừng khổng lồ, thần khổng lồ rừng à, đây à, cái mũ rồi đây là quả trứng thứ tư của tháng 7 12 trong cái mũ của mấy thằng méo. Ui một phát lên luôn không? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ây da, epic luôn mà. Epic không? Epic bao nhiêu ấy? What the hell? 1.000 thôi á. Chat. Đeo mình tỉa xem. Rồi thì cút về ôi của thầy đây. Bye bye các broccoli. Thế rồi, nó đi vào đây rồi. Bay mấy vòng ở đây rồi. Gì đấy, cái gì đấy. Đấy, the dino world. Phải chỉnh một chút phát âm. Ấy á, huy hiệu Long Vương hộ pháp. Lấy loại nhau rồi, lấy loại nhau đấy. Ôi, Việt Nam phi thường không nhỉ? Lấy loại nhau đi. Pháp này. Dích rồi. Đây nói này đi, này. Tạm như vậy đi. Đi thôi, tạm như vậy á. Hộ pháp à? Pháp một con này đi, cái này đi. Lắp luôn. Nhanh mà nhẹ. Xong rồi tí quay sang xong đấu đép thêm nữa đến 5.4 xong. Để lấy một pháp luôn. Từ thầy phút về thế giới của thầy đã. Đây thế giới của thầy à? Sao mà gì? Quay đây. Bay out. Bay được. Nếu mà đây thì đầy rực rồi, nhưng mà ý là cho revert, có tiền revert 1,3 tỷ để revert một lap rồi này. Được lap, được 2 lap không? Được 2 lap, được 2 lap không? Được 2 lap, rồi được 2 lap, 2 lap hơn, nhưng là 2 phút hơn của pháo cũng thua rồi. Đúng đấy, cũng cô 2 gì đấy, quá nhiều kẹo. Ai á, không ăn thế. Phải đâm đép mà có nhiều kẹo ở sự càng ấy. Đi nào rồi. Nào phải vậy. Này lấy đam đi. Càng đấy. Bay cao luôn rồi, xuống cái đấy. Sao bà nhìn như lòng lọc ấy, sự kinh ấy. Không tập. Cái này như lòng lọc sự kinh. Bay nữa vậy đây. Vòng một. Darius kìa. Darius mà sao xong đấu một chút. Có vẻ ai? Không phải không có cái nữa sao? Thắng thua. Có đâu quá nhiều kèo á. Thua. Thua. Tụi này đều chết. Tụi em không chết. Lấy phút phát nữa mình thắng. Thắng à, thằng kia vẫn phát lửa chết. Bay cao cùng 3 con đồng ngọc rồi, cùng 3 con đồng ngọc cũng tạo quái. 62 à, 62 mười mấy à. Ôi không, tôi có bay được tiếp không? Tôi đủ tiền đi với ông ta. Sửa 2 lap, sửa chôn về làm một chút, chôn về làm. Tap for overdrive được. Thank you broccoli. Nhanh và nhẹ rồi. Quay tỷ lap tinh ấy. Đi lao chết rồi à? Không sao. Và có cái wood Steric